なぜ隠すの？厄介事なら私が片付けるわ。
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Xanthos Vice here. We are finally back with some more Punishing Gray Raven. I hope you guys have a great start to your day. Yeah, I'm sorry I haven't been doing the streams the past couple days. Like I said, I initially wanted to do it on a Monday night, but I'll be honest, I kind of crashed by that point. I was like, oh shit, I still have to do part of my essay for that. So I was like, let me just get all my rest on a Monday, at least Monday night, so that I could work on my paper yesterday. And that's mainly what I was focused on, because I had to do like a 3-page essay. Then after that, I had to do another assignment I had for another class for later down the line this week. I was like, so then I can make sure I have enough time to do 2 streams today and still do a stream tomorrow. I might as well just get that all done yesterday. And that's basically why I done it. That's why I didn't stream. But anyway, we are finally back with this. Holy shit. I think it's been like maybe close to a week, I don't know, or maybe even just like 5 days or something, but it's definitely been a while since we've been back at this. And I will still do a Cheers to Breakthrough or Daybreak 2 stream later today. Again, just need to make sure I didn't have anything else to do today. So yeah, where we last left off, we had continued trying to figure out what exactly has been going on since we've been in the tower for the past 30 years. And actually learned that Luna's actually helping, not necessarily out of like a wanting to save humanity in general, but just to continue to fight the fight that it is right now with the hetero creatures. And it's like, it's crazy because even the Ascendants are gone. Roland, Lamia, Alpha? I was like, I couldn't believe it. Like, Roland, I mean, he always was loyal to Luna, so it's like, if anything, he went out like a G. Lamia, damn, once again trying to receive help for others, and once again, just never to be found again. I'm gonna keep out hope that maybe she did survive, but I don't know, man. Seems unlikely. And Alpha, damn, I never thought Alpha could actually be beaten, even if it's just like a massive horde of like hetero creatures. But also with the fact that Luna had actually been trying to simulate futures to see if there is any hope for the future of humanity here, only to lose her eyesight in the process. Like, fuck, she really did try to hold out hope for us, at the very least the Commandant and Lucia, to the very last moment. And it really goes to show how much she has grown, right? Because she couldn't give 2 shits about anything other than herself and her group. But it's like, now it's like, it's at least that one glimmer of hope, because now she has to depend on someone for this, because she knows she can't do it alone, especially with how much she's separated herself from the Ascension Network. And now we're getting help from Cervantes to go through past memories of Nanami to see how exactly she got stuck in the situation that she is right now, and if we can get her to help us in some way to turn back the clock. I have no idea how that's gonna work, but we're gonna see how exactly that's gonna turn out. And as you can see, yes, I finally did get the Crimson or the Alpha Tsubaki for coding. It is really cool, and no, I actually didn't have to pay for this, or actually waste money to like get this kind of stuff. I actually did just like save up from rolling after doing PPC, the other endgame content, that stuff. I finally had enough black cards for this, because holy shit does it look awesome when I actually put it into practice in a fight. Like seriously, it is fucking ridiculous. And I have been working on a couple other characters too, like let's see. For Luna Oblivion, I was at least able to get her to a awakened state, and I've gone to at least S3 right now. Let's see, I think the other one is that I was doing the same for Lucia Pyroff as well. She was already in the awakened state, but I was just getting her to S3 to at least get to S5 for now, because it's like, it's definitely going to be a longer time before I can get either of those 2 to double S, but I'm just trying to make do with what I got right now. And I also want to let you guys know, after doing the grinding and doing all my dailies, I actually did end up also getting Nanami Star Trek. And I know, you guys are going to be like, oh, but aren't you contradicting yourself by saying that it's like, you didn't have enough to get a Nanami, or that you didn't want to? Yes. I'll be completely honest, yes, I did say that. But at the same time, like I said, I need to think about more like the versatility kind of thing when it comes to all this other endgame stuff as well. Because look, I may not be as hardcore to like have to be like, oh, get every single character or like completely real, but it's like all these characters are very interesting, and like their unique fighting styles and such is like it gives more to the table. that I can kind of strategize around. Again, my main Lightning team is still gonna be, of course, Vera, number 21 Feral, and Alpha. But I'm trying to like figure out what else I can put with Nanami for the future, like for other teams in the meantime. But again, just having her here just like expands my range of options for what I can do later on for like teams and fighting and such. Because y'all know there are definitely some difficult boss fights where it's like you need a certain team or only certain types of movements and attacks would work and yada yada yada. So, yeah. And I did get the free Bianca Stigmata after doing getting all the points and doing all those roles that I need to do on Wandering Waves. Now I'm just missing to get these 30 30 vouchers, so then I can upgrade my Karenina Spire, because that's also what I've been doing with all the vouchers recently. I've just been focusing on Karenina, considering I need someone else to be sufficient for my Dark team, aside just from Lamia, who's been doing wonders for Dark team, but still. Can't think about the future ahead. Anyway, enough for all that babbling. Let's go ahead and continue with the main story and see exactly what Nanami has been up to since then. So, from what I do recall, we've gone to the point where it's been a while since the Commandant and Lucia have entered the tower. And also now strange behavior is happening for the Hetero creatures, possibly due to Cradle interfering with the Inver Hetero tower and it affecting the outside world. And that it seems like they're starting their plan to go up into space, to abandon Earth. At least for that sake. And that Nanami has her new frame set up and everything, but don't know anything else besides this, so let's go ahead and see what's going to happen from this point forward. Now let's get to the Great Tower. As we take Red Tide assaults the outer defense of the Great Tower, and the medical robot sprints toward the Church of Machina. Its mechanical legs scurrying frantically as it carries a wailing semi-awakened mechanoid on its back. Following Nanami's orders to return and gather her friends, the star feels flustered, standing as a response to her friend's calls. Star's enhanced visual module works to life in her goggles as it scans intently for a shorter path. Star's optical guidance proves faulty as the towering wall suddenly brought up. Oh yeah, I just realized, the star seems to have a crack on the right side of her, like where her eye should be, right? Is that why she's wearing the mask? I guess kind of similar to like how Vonnegut had a crack on him and was covering with the mask, but I guess his was different because it was the effect of the Ascension of the con. Or maybe just due to his influence of time travel and mixing together different personalities. I don't remember what the exact cause of that was. Sage, there's a path this way. Now this is how Nanami makes an entrance. Don't worry, Nanami's here to save the day. Oh, shit, here we go. Finally get more practice with this frame as well, because although I have upgraded it,
2154号侦察型机器人行动受限，请求援助。
ah boy, here comes the other language again happening, even though I have it on JP. Whatever.
谢谢你帮助2154号。注意，检测到异常生命体活动迹象。
Alright, time to get more practice with this.
怎么是这个样子？
I did get practice in the tutorial. Oh, okay.
你好，小珍。
你好，这里是2154号侦察型机器人。
小珍，附近还有其他被困的同胞吗？
Just give me a second. I'm gonna see if I can do anything about that. Save. Try again.
检测到生命迹象，
No.
请跟上2154号。
Don't understand how it ends up like that, but whatever. Because I noticed that's been happening. That happened with the recent chapter too, didn't it? Not nearly as much, but it's like there were definitely some parts where it was like some of it was just in the other language. Like, hello, I have it on JP. What's going on? I mean, I guess it's not that bad because in the end, I at least still have the subtitles. So it's not as detrimental.
居然被挡住了！看切实的！对，搞定！救命！
327号战斗型机器人开启作战模式。
Nanami! Ultimate! Spectacle! Yeah! やったー！逃げられないわ！
是空中花园来救我们了吗？
是切实来救你们啦。不过，好像理解成空中花园也不是不可以。哎，这里的红茶为什么这么汹涌？好可怖！
是因为一个白色的人，他一来，红潮就变了。那个家伙来了，又不知道因为什么离开了，不然我们恐怕活不到现在。
白色的人出现在红潮里。
请注意，请注意，检测到异常生命体活动迹象。
No, but it can't be chaos, right? Because again, this should still be the time when we're in the tower. And it can't be that other life form that we defeated with Luna in chapter 30. Maybe it's Ishmael just in the cloak? Honestly can't even tell.
糟糕，
Damn.
还是来晚了，不太对劲啊！这样的话，要是那个家伙还在红潮中燃烧，
Wait, what the heck is this thing? I don't remember fighting this. Oh my god, I'm actually getting hit. I can't believe this.
逃げられない
Like the rainbow fight.
当たりやった。
Phew. Thank goodness Hikma made it back in time. No way I could have saved all these people otherwise. It's just a shame we lost some supplies while we were at it. If Sage hadn't made a quick decision to switch frames, the red tide would have flooded this area by the time Trailblazer and I made it back. And those humans over there. Look at oh right, Hikma. Right. How do I keep forgetting? Just look at the humans huddled in the corner trembling in fear. They were residents of the nearby conservation area before the red tide flooded it. Used by the red sludge, they fled to the nearby ruins. Humans shouldn't be here. These people should have died instead. We should have turned them into that red sludge when we could. If it weren't for these humans, we could have saved more of our own kind. Just ignored these people and gone straight to save ours. Among the quietly huddled crowd, the little girl burst into tears, terrified by the imposing mechanoid before her. There. It's okay. The girl, clearly too young to be the child's mother, holds the little girl tightly in her arms. Trailblazer, stop it. Pursues the Trailblazer, who just lashed out at the humans with a serious look. It's okay, little one. Nanami kneels down, gently past the little girl's head. Hey, check this out. Opens her paw and reveals a tiny speck of light hidden within. The speck of light expands, forming two tiny stars that dance through the air. Distracted, the little girl sniffles and carefully watches the stars in Nanami's hands. Alright, this one's for you. The tiny star transforms into a hair clip, finds its place in the little girl's hair. And this one for you, Laser. Now, obviously, a large tiny star bonks heavily against Laser's head as Nanami makes a declaration. There we go. Laser, mechanoids and humans should get along. Don't bully humans. Flares up again, having spun a few rounds. It's all because of that weirdo and the red sludge. I could have brought our people back. There was nothing I could do when the red sludge got the two of them. Come out. Fight me to the death, you freak. Did you just say some weirdo in the red tide? It's scary. Makina erupts into chaos and now watching wailing and cursing. Sage, are you really sure about this? Because I know if humans and mechanoids can truly coexist in peace. It's gonna be okay. Hey, let go of that human. Instantly some conflict breaks out and another mechanoid lifts off a screaming human high into the air. Coexistence between humans and mechanoids is not as simple as she previously imagined. In a short period alone, friction between mechanoids and humans have resulted in 15.5 accidents, with that extra 0.5 being... Good thing I made it here before they started fighting. Sage, if this goes on, are things really going to be okay? Church of Machina has never taken in humans before. Things should work out eventually, right? Nanami gets along great with the Commandant. Commandant never gets angry at Nanami. Everything's gonna be fine. Anyway, let's leave them be for the time being. Nanami hums out a familiar tune as she walks towards Xavier's magic workshop. What? I missed it? How the fuck did I miss it? Ah, great. Ah, fuck it, I don't care. Whatever. What, was I supposed to, like, abandon the humans and just go after the others? Mechanoid sign up obediently, waiting to be checked by Xavier. Nanami hums a tune nearby as she places her new frame with all sorts of random stickers. All done. Everything's working fine. Next I'll probably get a new electron beam cannon. Hey there, the star. Didn't see you there. You sure you don't want the new laser visor? Xavier's latest special model. Laser visor? Oh, come on, don't be mad. It's fine if you don't want it. Look, it's just a tiny bit of corruption residue. A few quick cleanup won't fix. And, Cervantes, I see you're hurt. It's perfect. I've been wanting to modify your weapon system for ages. I'm not hurt. I'm here to see Sage. The ghost of her mechanoid stands at the back of the line. Cervantes, you're back. Yes, Sage. Headed back to the Church of Machina right after hearing from Arcana. How are things out there now? Not good. We haven't figured out the composition of the Red Tide. I saw streams of them corrupting every piece of land they touched on my way here. Oh, that's terrible news. But things are different down south. Saw the same red tide, the same red muck everywhere I went. The Red Tide this time is different from how it was before. It actively devours everything around it. Heikma, how are the humans doing? They're temporarily housed on the other side of the church. The mechanoids don't have clearance to approach them. According to the humans, the mutated Red Tide has almost completely taken over the outer ruins. Looks like this place isn't safe anymore either. If it's not safe here, we might as well find somewhere else to stay for now. I spent some time near the ARU before. The concentration of the punishing virus there isn't very high. Let's just move the entire Church of Machina. Nanami's eyes sparkle with excitement as she clenches her fist and hops off the table. Arcana told me you got all the Starship modification materials ready. How's that coming along? Of course, all good to go. I can take over Schultz's role in reconstructing the Great Tower's program with Cervantes and Heikma's help. That should do it. Take the Church of Machina with us. Alright, time for Xavier to shine. Nanami's command, all mechanoids spring into action and follow out the workshop. After a prolonged period of fighting and devastation from the virus, the weakened machines are gradually receive revelations from Sage. Slowly they gather together, acting in secret on Earth as the Church of Machina. Sage Machina will return to the Church, cutting us away from this broken Earth to the end of stars. Sage Machina will obtain the key to the punishing virus and enter the door it opens. Back then, the mechanoids used an abandoned starship as the foundation and gradually built upon it, until it became the Church of Machina today. Under Xavier's direction, the core structure of the Church of Machina was methodically transformed into a flying fortress. The mutated Red Tide appears to have ceased its active invasions. According to data collected around the Church of Machina, they've become significantly less aggressive lately. Our brethren have witnessed a humanoid girl rising from within the Red Tide. Well... Sage? I'm listening. Nanami? Only when she hears displeasure in Arcana's voice does Nanami lift her hand from behind her notebook, pen between her teeth. Seeing how distracted Nanami clearly is, Arcana decides to put away the data report altogether. It's about those humans, isn't it? The situation on Earth grows more dire by the day, Sage. Humans wage endless wars and seize resources without restraint. Sooner or later, they will come into conflict with mechanoids. Keeping these humans here isn't a wise decision. When the starship construction began, Nanami told the human refugees at the church that they would help those who wished to leave to contact the nearest conservation area. Those who wanted to stay could remain and help with the construction. Some humans, fearful of mechanoids, chose to leave, while others decided to stay. In a world like this, life would be the same no matter where they went. They didn't want to risk another arduous journey to yet another safe zone. I was just thinking about ways to make life more comfortable for humans aboard the starship. Why do you insist on treating humans this way? A common enemy can unite former foes for a while, but we can't expect an alliance like this to last forever. That's not true, Arcana. It's a bad idea. Nanami quickly jotted something down in a notebook. Are you sure all of this will stop disasters from hitting us? Don't keep asking questions like that, Arcana. You can ask me the same question as many times as you want, but my answer will always be the same. Hey, just go leave this barrel right here. Be careful with that. Human hydraulic oil is hard to come by. Who cares about your... Hey, get back. I'm sorry. What's wrong now, Laser? Didn't Sage just tell you the other day to be nice to humans? Be nice? When they've already taken a quarter of our people's living space and are clearly looking to grab even more? Washing those filthy rags, making campfires. Campfires! What's the point of having something that can just burn you around? Hey, humans need that to survive, right? Why should I care? All that water trickling everywhere has already made so many of our little ones rust. I'm sorry. We didn't mean to. Travis ignores her and quickly walks away, drinking a cart of materials. Forget it. This isn't going anywhere. Hey, human over there. Could you help deliver this cart to the star? She's inside the church reinforcing the interior partitions. No problem. Leave it to me. Inside the church, the star and I are working with several semi-wicked machines to move some partition panels. Xavier asked me to bring these over. Okay. Can you leave them over there? The star. I was just thinking. A medic bot crashes in from the side, aggressively forcing the star and the hooded girl apart. Don't be rude. Sorry, I didn't mean it. It's okay. I just... Sorry, kind of allergic to humans. Excuse me, is this distance okay? Can I help you? Could you take me to see your leader? It's about some recent tensions between humans and mechanoids. They all chose me to help them get in touch with your leader. Our leader? You mean Sage, right? Well, then you probably have to keep a good distance from me. Keeping a considerably safe distance, Star sniffles and pitter-patters up to the cabin upstairs. Having clearly exhausted all her courage and guided a human girl here, the Star, tears in her eyes, scurries behind Nanami for protection. I apologize for the intrusion, but I was hoping to meet the owner of this starship. Strictly speaking, I'm not the owner, but what can I help you with? I'm here to apologize. Apologize? For what? I mean, we understand that as humans we might be causing mechanoids to feel uncomfortable in many ways. For instance, some water droplets from our laundry fell onto passing mechanoids just the other day. The joints are starting to rust without immediate maintenance. I did urge the others to leave the starship when they need to use water, but I'm sure there are more issues than meets the eye. And some people don't even treat Eye as their equal. They just order Eye around without so much as a thank you. I'm sorry, but many of them still don't understand what mechanoids really are. Do allow me to apologize to Aya on their behalf. We escaped from the conservation area closest to the mutated red tide. Most of us are elderly and children. All the able-bodied adults have left. Just a few of us to take care of them. After some minor conflicts, our leader gathered all the able-bodied adults and claimed that they couldn't coexist with strange-looking mechanoids. Left this place. They left all the injured, elderly, and children behind too. We'll try not to be too much trouble, but the elderly and the kids, they can't endure any more hardship. Turns around and bows deeply to Nanami once again. Thank you for taking us in. I came here to apologize. If there's anything we can help with, please let me know, and I'll make arrangements. We're totally cool. Nanami honestly didn't expect things to turn out this way. Mechanoids and humans are different by nature. It wouldn't be strange had they gotten along right off the bat. You have any concerns later on, you can come to me or Haikma. Look, there she is. A hooded female mechanoid quietly enters from behind the door. Thank you. Human girl has been tense all this time, finally breathes a sigh of relief. Also, this is for you, from Casey. Human girl reaches to her pocket, takes out a small gleaming stone, apparently having gone through intense polishing. Casey? It's the little girl you helped before. She wanted to give you her star. Spent a long time polishing it to make it just right. Please do thank her for me. Nanami happily accepts this small but precious gift. I'll take my leave then. My name is Berna, and please feel free to come to me if you need anything. See? That's why. You can ask me why I treat humanity this way as many times as you want, and my answer will always be the same. Nanami was born from love, so it only makes sense to me to give that love back to humanity. I don't understand complicated philosophies. Nanami's way of thinking is simple. I'll be kind to those who are kind to me. Humans have order with humans, and mechanoids will have conflict with mechanoids. Does that mean we should eliminate those who might disagree with us just because conflicts might arise in the future? It's the same now. Nanami won't stop helping humans just because there might be wars in the future, and Nanami won't give up on hope we have now just because disasters might come later. Nanami will lead the mechanoid brethren through this catastrophe, and Nanami won't give up on saving Commandant or finding a new singularity. Central screen bathes the room in soft ethereal glow as Nanami presses the final key. All done. Finished reconstructing the Great Tower's core control system. Oh, I took the liberty of cleaning out those back doors Schultz left behind. You're welcome. Yep, same old Nanami. Amid the bustling commotion, the starship gradually takes shape. Though minor friction between humans and mechanoids persists, everything seems to be going in a positive direction. Outside the starship, Xavier directs a group of humans and mechanoids as they work together to raise a set of pillars. But at window sits Nanami, wearing an unusually dejected expression on her face. Sage. Nanami? Detect the emotional fluctuations in Nanami's readings. Alright. I am feeling a little upset. You never wanted to leave Earth, but now. Why did you start overseeing the starship's construction? Why are you now installing space-worthy materials to it? Her smile quietly disappearing, Nanami now looks obviously dejected. Nanami never wanted to build the starship. Nanami never wanted to lead our people away from Earth. But... her fingers trace slightly across the porthole. Inside Xavier gestures enthusiastically as he directs the work with Spooner, who's finally returned to help with the starship's construction. The mutated red tide has bred a new well. The girl rising from the red tide. I believe you mentioned her before. Cradle, if my memory serves me correctly. No, not her. This one, I can't even be sure if it's really something born out of the red tide. I first saw her near the Hetero Tower. I expect she might have escaped from there, but when I looked into the future, chaos. I tried to focus my predictions around Commandant, but I couldn't see them anymore. Never have I seen this well. Never encountered her. I see. That must have been the potential future where we try to escape and we try to stop Cradle, but she takes over Chaos's body. Or I guess when Agent Zero does. I see. Right, because that was also one of the worst features, because that would lead her with a new body capable of actually completely controlling it. But again, that's in the chance that they fail to contain Agent Zero. Countless absurd futures intertwine, mocking her powerlessness. Something must have happened to Commandant. But Nanami doesn't know how to help Commandant. Oh, okay. Maybe these other words that that are being set up top is like what I'm trying, or like what I'm feeling, because I'm going through these simulations of the memories of Nanami before she was in her current state. Starfare's frame was almost completely wrecked. She went through the bizarre tower again and again, but never found traces of Commandant. Upon returning to the Church of Machina, she saw the mutated red tide had nearly submerged all the surrounding land. No choice left, she decided to modify the starship, hoping to at least evacuate everyone from this dangerous place. Gravity grows stronger as the countdown keeps ticking away. Nanami doesn't want to leave Earth. But what else can Nanami do? Professor Brown confusion. Ah, I see. Right, because in the end, it's still better to at least be able to save somebody than trying all this effort and everyone goes down just for that sliver of hope. It may seem unreasonable to others, and again, it's hard to just automatically deny that hope when it's uncertain that it'll fail. But at the same time, it's like you need to at least keep hold of what you do have. I can see her confusion, especially since she has spent a lot of time with the mechanoids as opposed to like the people of Babylonia recently. Able to calculate an answer, Heckman quickly placed her hand on Nanami's shoulder. What if we eliminate that will within the red tide? You set out many times to chase the red tide. Have you found that will? No, not yet. She always seems to be in a daze. Just move with the ebb and flow of the mutated red tide. Sometimes she vanishes without a trace. And sometimes she unconsciously follows the mutated red tide as it invades the conservation areas around. According to previous analysis, the red tide devours humans and mechanoids for sustenance. Would your actions be interpreted by that will as a declaration of war against her? I'm worried about your safety. There's nothing to worry about, Heikma. That's when Heikma noticed that Nanami seems to have grown a few centimeters taller. There's a momentary pause in Heikma's programming. She knows well that all of this happened gradually through frame iterations. She even witnessed Nanami's frame modifications in their entirety, but so cannot shake this strange feeling. When did Nanami grow so tall? Nanami's invincible. Don't worry. Don't be afraid of what's happening. The mechanoids will be fine. So will the humans. The night will clear away everything that stands in the way. The dragon will be defeated, and everything that belongs to us will eventually come back to us. Nanami might not know what to do now, but Nanami's not a kid anymore. I know I'll definitely be able to figure something out. Awkwardly pats Heikma on the shoulder. It's meant to be a comforting gesture. Thanks to Xavier's long-term secret modifications to the Church of Machina's internal systems, starting up the starship takes less time than previously thought. Hey, human, step back. These materials are corrosive. Humans can't touch them. Let me handle this. Is that so? I missed this morning's safety briefing. Thanks for looking out for me. Refusing the human's gratitude, Trailblazer hoists up the materials from the ground so it's away with his swagger. Trailblazer, stepping on Aya. What's she doing here? Oh, Xavier's calling me. I'll just drop these materials off with him and be right back. No, this is Aya's favorite part. Xavier's too busy to help these days. May I help? I've been teaching myself mechanical maintenance lately. Maybe I could give it a try. Lingering down, the Tsar takes a few steps back. Watches as Berna pulls out tools from her pocket and begins taking her away. It's actually fixed? As long as I is happy. Thank you, Berna. Don't mention it. If you need anything else, feel free to ask me anytime. As the starship's reconstruction nears completion, Nanami makes several trips outside to rescue numerous mechanoids and wandering humans who are approaching their coordinates. Perhaps drawn by the growing concentration of life forms nearby, the mutated red tide surges forward, gradually closing in on their position. She frowns as to the flow of energy beyond the portal. The concentration of the punishing virus. Something's off. Crimson Girl slowly opens her eyes in the city. The red tide is corrupted. I'm kind of confused because it's like this form of chaos shouldn't exist yet, right? Unless it's like, no, but they wouldn't have come together until after we had fused them together, right? So then how would is it maybe that after we entered the portal, it's like a black hole? So like we spend another times traversing between the Inverhedera Tower and the real world. So then that's when the many years passed, not only when we were in the tower, but when we were leaving the tower. Because then that would explain how Chaos still had that form, even though it is only recently. And again, it's like she's trying to wane through her control of Agent Zero. I know. So this is where you've been. Found you. She's already devoured several nearby supply warehouses. Trailblaze has seen her before, but she seems completely incapable of communication. No worries, leave it to Nanami. Nami's done adjusting her equipment. The tiny stars on her shield start shining brightly. The mutated red tide started changing near the Hedera Tower and spawned this weird creature. I'm sure she knows something about commanding. His eyes sparkle with burning determination. Commandant, wait for me. Nanami's coming for you. She's a true knight, charging headlong into unknown dangers without ever looking back. Abandoned city consumed by the red tide. Strange white ripples intermingle with crimson waves, carrying a petite girl aloft. Her eyes are faking as she stares straight ahead, soulless doll acting only on instinct. Power, sword, more. More whispers to red tide. Santos. She has no idea what this name means or what it represents. What is this?
是红潮里白色的人？喂，你是谁？这些叶核生物有些奇怪。哎，那个白色的人去哪里了？啊，在那里！不要跑！其实有问题要问你。可恶！居然骗其实！一定要追到你！好大的山洞！喂，又是这些讨厌的家伙！其实做起来你们！呀，娜娜咪，アルティメット，スペクタクル！呀！
Lost page. In a countryside far away from the city, there lived a family. It's their wife had 2 children, a boy named Iwan and a girl named Glaya. Even in the glorious golden age, the family was so poor that they often had no food to eat. The outbreak of the punishing, they could barely afford 2 meals a day. father lay in bed and asked his wife, "Can't even feed ourselves, what do we do with the children?" After talking, the couple made a plan. Take the children to the edge of the city, then pack a hardtack and leave them there. This way, the couple could free themselves of the burn. And hesitations. If children were left on their own, they would soon be torn apart by the corrupted. To save themselves, they made up their minds. Children couldn't sleep because they were too hungry. They heard every word their parents had said. Clara cried sadly and whispered to her brother. Emma said, "Don't worry, I know what to do." As their parents fell asleep, Emma quietly got up and sneaked outside. It was so bright that night, eliminating piles of pebbles in front of their home. But his pockets were as many pebbles as he could. Returned to their room. Sleepy told his sister to be abandoned. Okay. Did he say something new? There's nothing. Okay. I don't know what this is supposed to be anyway. I thought I heard something. Okay, nothing significant here.
痕迹消失了，
Oh boy.
居
Here
然
we
躲
go
在
again.
这里。这次你可逃不掉了！我看你这次还能跑到哪里？告诉我，你是不是从一具塔里出来的？
You got nowhere left to run. Nanami's relentless assault with all that girl is driven from the farthest corner. Faint colors flickered through her hollow eyes and as conflicting emotions across her face. Did you come from the Hetero Tower? Hetero Tower. So you do know Commandant's name. Fear she brandishes her lungs so menacingly. How's Commandant doing? Spill it now. Xanthos. Hetero Tower. Leave. Consciousness seemed to be wresting from control of the body, the chaos and the same confusion. It's the punishing virus. Several shifts in consciousness, the character slowly raises her head to face the mechanism. Xanthos left the tower. Time flows chaotically within the Hetero Tower. Unclear when exactly Xanthos left. What do you mean? It could be tomorrow, 100 years from now, even 1,000 years ahead. No one knows exactly when Xanthos is going to appear. What's going on with the mutated red time? The punishing virus. Fusion. Hetero Tower going haywire. Recycle. Information. Civilization. Face becomes empty once again, she pulls out broken fragments of words. It's too late. Tears slowly stream down her face. Get out. Get out. It slowly melts away, dissolving the screen to red and white in the flow of the surging time. But we're out of time. As they blink there, her cans vanish. Time seems to be flying, and they're ticking forward relentlessly. The second more quick as the ticks of the clock. Yeah, so it is. It's like, we don't know how long it takes for him to actually get back. Frame moves at full speed. She races back to the starship, down the terminal number she knows by heart. Commandant? As always, the terminal returns nothing but a disconnection signal. Commandant, where exactly are you? How in the world am I supposed to find you when I don't know which time or space you're in? I don't even have any coordinates to work with. Stubbornly dials the terminal number once more, but to no avail once again. Let me stares at the silent terminal in confusion. They've left the tower. How am I supposed to find you when that's the only thing I know? But given who I am, things are probably going to be okay. Right? Clutches her fist, trying to cheer herself up like before. After speaking to the terminal, she can't help but let out another sigh. Could be tomorrow, 100 years from now, or even 1,000 years ahead. What exactly am I supposed to do? I don't even know if I can live that long. Nanami's a mechanoid, so it should be possible, as long as my frame is well maintained. Alright, still gonna do this. New mission objective, live for the next 1,000 years. Terminal call has automatically disconnected. Call the voicemail prompt indicates that she can leave a message. Commandant, where are you right now? Nanami doesn't know how you're doing, or when you'll hear this message. You get this message? Just be good and stay right where you are. Nanami tries super hard to live until the far, far future. Or maybe I'll try to find a way to go to the distant, distant past. In any case, as long as you're somewhere in this universe, Nanami will find you, Commandant. Damn, she placed that much trust in us. Anchor. What? Supplies? Judge marked as whole. Xavier clutches his head in despair while Cervantes stands to the side. Methodically counting their lost supplies. Fuel depleted. Energy propellant depleted. Insulation materials depleted. Fiber structures depleted. Composite materials depleted. My supplies. My materials. My resources. My starship. I just had agony. What's going on here? I bounces down from upstairs until it's a chaotic scene in the hall. I'll fight the Red Tide to the death. Fight to the death. The mutated Red Tide is devoured several nearby warehouses where supplies were stored. He screwed his head back onto his neck. Xavier looks utterly defeated. Calculation complete. The warehouses corrupted by Red Tide contained many consumable supplies. Xavier collected and stored for the starship. If it's just fuel we need, maybe we could find it somewhere else. It's not just the consumable supplies. Actually, our biggest loss is the reactor. Why in the world would you hide the reactor in the outer ruins? I put it there because I was worried about accidents during the experiments. Who in their right mind would keep a reactor at home? He's not wrong. If anything, especially considering he was doing modifications to the ship, which is the Church of Machina. If anything had gone wrong with one of them, who knows how the reactor would have literally reacted. How was I supposed to know that damn thing would burst in from exactly that way? The reactor situation sure is nerve-wracking. If memory serves me correctly, Xavier and I salvaged that one for some abandoned research facility a long time ago. How much do we have left? Let's see. Skips to the list. Cervantes will pray. We don't even have enough fuel left to circle the Earth once. It's clear now, but the amount of fuel left, there's no time the starship will ever make it to space. Well, let's stick to the original plan and head to the Arctic Route Union first. Aerospace City is located part of the ARU that goes to Kowloon. Oh right, Aerospace City. It's where the magnetic acceleration track is. Yes, Sage. Aerospace City has a magnetic acceleration track called Bifrost that's powered by a cold fusion reactor. Furthermore, Aerospace City was responsible for launching the Dawn 3 spacecraft. It was also where Eden 1, the predecessor to Babylonia, was developed and technically validated. We should be able to launch our starship if we go there. Yulia currently rules the city. Han Ying once helped to drive out Schultz, so I believe there should be room for cooperation between the Church of Machina and Aerospace City. Ooh, a cold fusion reactor. Now that's something. The idea of going to Aerospace City is unanimously approved. Ongoing modifications hastily wrapped up, the starship embarks on its one-week journey. With its engines roaring, the starship finally emerges from the cavern beneath the scorched earth, breaks through the daylight. Optical camouflage system activated, structural force field engaged, engines running steady, cruise mode initialized. As the starship glides low over human ruins. Thermal shields lower one by one over the portals. Nanami, now sitting by the window, peers through the gaps into the world outside. The countdown ticks away beside her as she feels the pull of destiny. She knows exactly what the future holds. The mechanoid remaining on Earth, bringing even greater catastrophe upon human civilization. In that future, the soul-bearing mechanoid girl exiles herself into space. For humanity, its only chance of survival. I think you need no reminder, Nanami, but I'm you from the future. Giving up her freedom, she became a central AI that leads the spaceship and all the awakened machines on a permanent journey through the infinite universe. Ah, so she became like the carrot for them to chase after. Everything's moving toward the future and that fate is predetermined. Grave Commander enters the Hetero Tower, that returns and the Red Tide goes everything. The only change is the mysterious girl who appears in the Red Tide, as Nanami had no luck trying to find out the Grave Commander's whereabouts from her. Neverwinter will descend next. The Mechanoids are left unchecked on Earth. Torn of steel from remember, once again submerges humanity's last stronghold. Does it really have to end like this? Her voice keeps echoing in her heart. She really have no other choice but to push that button that leads to fate, submit to an inevitable end. She really have no choice but to abandon Earth, forsake everything about humanity, lead the Mechanoids into exile among the stars. But what can she in her current state could she possibly leave behind for this scarred planet? Nanami stares blankly at her own shadow lost in thought. Sage. Whoa! Hikma! I swear you never make a noise when you walk. You were just too focused, Sage. I was just going through stuff in my head. Mechanoids and humans can definitely get along well. Arcana's wrong. Did you have another argument with Arcana? I know she's just looking out for the Mechanoids, but I still don't like the way she puts things. Always going on about how humans are the Mechanoids' greatest enemies and how humans will definitely start attacking Mechanoids and stuff. I don't want to hear any of that. I'm here to bring you up to speed about the Red Tide. As the starship continues northward, we found that most of the conservation areas we've encountered have been consumed by the mutated Red Tide. You come across any humans along the way? We've encountered several groups of migrating humans along the way, all heading toward the Arctic Joint route. Star managed to get some information out of them without revealing ourselves. Babylonia has joined forces with the Forsaken Actilex human forces, continuing a full-scale rescue operation for survivors on the ground. The punishing virus in the mutated Red Tide keeps rising. The humans seem unable to enter the areas corrupted by the Red Tide, which are the former conservation areas. Sorry about that. I'm back. To obtain samples for analysis, Spooner and I attempted to venture deep into the ruins the Red Tide had breached. We rescued a group of semi-awakened mechanoids and humans trapped in the ruins. Humans? From ruins? Surrounded by the Red Tide? Yes. Quite unbelievable, isn't it? They dug downward to create a temporary safe zone. They were barely surviving with just a small filter unit and some serum. Well, I mean, the Red Tide does have an easier way of getting through on the surface than it does below ground. And it's not like they could escape to the skies necessarily, because there were Hydro creatures that could kind of fly before in the past. When we arrived, some were already severely infected, but they were still alive and in surprisingly good spirits. Spoo and I kept this from Arcana, keeping them for the time being in the lowest level of the starship. These humans showed no sign of aggression. Ah, shit. Tremendous crash echoed from the bottom of the starship, followed by the sound of chaotic footsteps. Great, what happened? Corrupted, her eyes bright red, slowly creeped toward a corner. Tiny robot desperately cranks its speaker to maximum volume, trying to draw the Corrupted's attention. No, Aya, there are humans there. They said to never do them any harm. I swear your tears and turned to run toward the nearby resident. What are you doing? The mechanoids took us in. We can't just turn our backs on them now. Mechanoids as good as dead. They get infected by the punishing virus. I still have one serum. I can... Before she can finish her sentence, Brenna rushes out. Without hesitation, she opens fires at the Corrupted. The outdated weapon proves ineffective against it. Ranger whirls around and throws it at the humans. Why are these things here? His longsword receives her voice. She guards the girl next to her precisely as her nimble swordplay forced the Corrupted back step by step. Soldier's floor panel opens and the Corrupted plummeting into the void below. That was way too close. Thank goodness Nanami got here in time. The girl collapsed to the ground completely drained. Thank you so much for earlier. So I would have gotten infected if it weren't for you. Don't mention it. The mechanoid suddenly burst out from over there. We didn't even have time to react. Over there? Trailblazer collected these supplies. Trailblazer's scanning equipment hasn't been updated, which is why I wasn't able to detect mechanoids at low infection levels. Corrupted managed to sneak in during that time. Didn't cause too much damage though, fortunately. Laser, super careless of you. We all would have been in serious trouble had the punishing virus made it to the Great Tower. From the frame to the Great Tower and thoroughly checking the interior system, Nanami breathes a sigh of relief when nothing appears amiss. Looks like we'll need more and bigger weapons on the starship. Are you okay? Zoe showed no signs of fear, drawing the Corrupted away just now, turning back while whimpering. Sabrina was still sitting where she fell. It's fine. We're just doing what we should. Lose our temporary home ourselves if the starship ever gets destroyed. As the starship glides low over the city that humans once called home. At some point, the mechanoids seem to become less hostile towards the humans. I've gotten a peace of mind for Nanami and all the mechanoids. Even Trailblazer, who was big on getting humans out of the starship, softened their stance. It's not because the humans. Star's just that awesome. Not all humans are bad. Okay, I know. I'm not saying all humans are good either. I know what you're getting at here. It's just, humans don't seem all that bad after all. She glance at Burner, who sits nearby, focused on her work. Hey, human. How'd you modify that weapon last time? Just made some minor adjustments and my compatibility rating increased by 4.29%. I just noticed you seem more comfortable with your left mechanical arm, so I adjusted the grip angle slightly. Comfortable? What does comfortable mean? It's like, which mechanical arm do you use more often? The left one or the right one? Anyway, thanks. Is this what you wanted to see, Sage? Yes, indeed. Just as Nanami said, humans and mechanoids can't always get along well. There weren't any humans on the starship I saw before. Gotta note down this difference. A little effort every day goes a long way. I'm sure I'm gonna change the world. Sage, why are you so fixated on change? Sage Machina will return to the church, guiding us away from this broken earth to the end of the stars. For mechanoids, Wouldn't this be a more fitting end? But no one can deny that mechanical civilization arose from human civilization, Arcana. The fact that the punishing virus can affect mechanoids proves everything. We can run all we want. That's not going to stop the punishing from showing up around us again, right? I've seen it all, Arcana. I can't tell you more, but it's not the destination we're meant to reach. Then why do you place all your hope in the Grey Raven Commandant? Though I'm aware of Commandant's exceptional qualities, but Commandant's still just an ordinary human. Commandant is different, Arcana. Commandant is bound by countless bonds that connect space-time and the universe itself, like an anchor point or perhaps a beacon. We're now looking at another possibility precisely because Commandant exists. Plus, you're the most special human ever, Commandant. Struck by a pleasant thought, Nanami hums a tune as she skips merrily back to her cabin. Abandoned by Earth, the girl sits quietly by the window as she speaks, occasionally stealing glances at the blue planet billions of light years away. But you still have a choice, Nanami. You can choose to not become me. Commandant, I figured out a way to send video messages to your voicemail. I don't really have anything special to say, just... What are you up to right now, Commandant? Nanami did a special fortune telling today. Says you'll definitely see this message. Looks like time's almost up. Let me just say one last thing. Commandant, wait for Nanami. I know things aren't exactly looking hopeful, but I'll try my best to save humanity however I can. Nanami. With the flow. As they journey north, the cold in the air begins to freeze on the starship's viewport. Fuel, antifreeze. Running out of antifreeze too. The antifreeze we had left is enough to winterize all the mechanoids aboard the starship. The space number of mechanoids aboard the starship keeps growing. The silent beach of mechanoid calculates the number of passengers. Well, you see, Sage simply can't ignore our kin who still have a chance of survival. Starship shudders slightly as its airlock opens and Nanami rushes in, dragging 2 humans with her. Hey Spooner. Hi Xavier. Clean up these 2 that I just fished out. We still have some serum left to use. Sage, how much further till we reach this aerospace city Cervantes mentioned? We're running low on fuel and we're almost out of antifreeze. Cold weather supplies for the mechanoids. If we don't do something about it, a third of our mechanoids will have to enter hibernation mode. Don't worry, Bernard and the guys have modified some Grey Tower branch processors and the protective casings around them. Now even those of us without antifreeze can warm ourselves up around the processors. Humans and their interesting little ideas. Star and the kids all loved those makeshift heaters. Branch processors? The mainframe? Xavier seems to be liking it. Weren't you just complaining about poor heat dissipation and processor performance issues earlier? Bernard installed 2 one-way fans in the outer layer. The air they blow out has a weird smell, but still way better than if we had to go into hibernation. I think I'm seeing someone over there. Mutate red tide surges forward, sweeping up ruins and soil as it gradually closes in on 1 to few figures higher up. Wait, Sage, you haven't cleaned your frame yet. We'll deal with that when I get back.
其实，当心异化红潮。想定外の事故発生。再解析。逃げられないよ。当たり。助かな。逃げられないよ。よ
救救我的队友们，求求你！我让他们先走，可是怪物实在太多了，哪里都是。他们就在那边，我跟你们一起。
不要担心，其实会找到他们的。
战术性回路启动，开始扫描。其实，那边有人类留下的踪迹。
哎，是坠毁的载具，他们在这里战斗过。红潮还在不停进化。是脚印，他们在这里停留过。脚印朝那边延伸了，哈克曼，我们快追上去！
异化红潮已经入侵这个隧道，这里有84.26%的几率会将它们。
想定外の事故発生。再開始。アーツトラブル。
其实小心。
逃げられないよ。这里可能还会继续坍塌。冲呀！快点离开这个隧道！逃げられないよ。想定外の事故発生。再開始。やったー！勝ったな！よいしょっと。しょっと。逃げられないよ。よーく見ててね。やったー！勝ったな！想定外の事故発生。再解析。痕迹开始分散了，在周围寻找一下吧，他们应该就在附近了。
那边没有构造体的踪迹，朝另外的方向探索一下吧。
不可能，队长，队长！
怎么会这样？这里不太对劲，我没见过这样的红潮。
Ah, no, we actually do got rainbow enemies. Terrific. What? They copying what Kyrian had done with like the power of rainbow hair? Oh god. Here we go. Okay, I thought there was something here. Alright, let's keep going. Okay. Great.
异色红潮中的帕米什病毒浓度更高，请小心。
犀利！
是新生的异核生物。哈克曼，保护好他们，让70来对付这个大家伙。Nanami，アルティメット，スペクタクル，呀！逃げられないよ。よいしょっと。逃げられないよ。やったー！当たり！来たな！逃げられないよ。やった！逃げられないよ。还好他并没有成长到完全体。你们还好吧？
多谢你们，基里，快联系空中花园。
现在还不是做这些的时候，快离开这里！我可不想再跟那个大家伙打一架了。
星际接驳口已经打开，随时可以撤离。
運命は全部ナナミ自身が決めるんだ。
Starship airlock bursts open as several battered constructs stumbling behind Nanami. Ain't working. Can't reach him. What should I do? severely injured. Did you get yourself treated before you died? It's too late. Construct looks oddly desperate. Wait, you're a Construct too, aren't you? I think I've seen you before in Babylonia. Nanami doesn't remember you, but I did spend some time hanging out in Babylonia. Can you reach Babylonia? Like a drowning person grasps for salvation, the Construct desperately clutches at Nanami's arm. We have to reach Babylonia immediately. We gotta let them know that they can't keep sending more squads down here. The Hetero creatures are suppressing their punishing virus concentration to disguise themselves as humans to lure rescue teams deeper into their trap. Wait, they can do that? Damn, I thought calling as the voices was already enough of a problem as it is. Now they can actually disguise themselves as humans? Damn. Well, then again, I guess Kratos was able to take on the form that looks something like a human, so... Ah, shit, we're getting to this point. The other end of the line, Celica has a deep furrow on her face. A trap. Yeah, we detected life signals outside the conservation area and we decided to proceed with the rescue operation, since the threat level readings were very low. Except when we made it deeper, our reconnaissance specialist, Gisley, didn't find any actual signs of human presence. Until we made our way to the deepest part of the conservation area. As if flesh-fused creatures lie embedded within the red-tide crystals, are pulsing rhythmically like they were alive. There was a bird or some small animal at the center of each mass of flesh. They were each laying out unbearable cries. We immediately decided to retreat when we saw this, but at the exact moment the punishing fire's concentration shot up. On the other side of the screen, Celica takes a visibly deep breath. Sure. Please, stay in that area for now. I'll send someone to assist you right away. Also, please put Nanami on the line. Yes, the Construct who guided you here. Oh, it's Celica. Long time no see, Celica. In Xavier's magic workshop, Nanami casually applies gel to the wounds on her frame with a relaxed expression. It's been a while, Nanami. Babylonia is shifting its strategic approach to preserve what's left of humanity's civilization to prevent further losses. We plan to gather both residents and refugees from the conservation areas on Earth, and withdraw all patrol officers and staff stationed there. Just get to the point, Celica. I don't have much time. Since Babylonia hopes to maintain a good working relationship with the Church of Machina, this is merely a notification about Babylonia's strategic adjustments. Babylonia's planning to leave Earth, isn't it? Such is the naked truth that lies behind the diplomatic facade. Celica fell silent, caught off guard by Nanami's blunt question. "3,648 days. 10 years. Babylonia has already lost half its forces of arms with barely anything to show for it. The red tide surrounding the Hetero Tower has evolved into something that barely any Construct soldier can withstand." Yeah, because that's the thing. It's like, yes, we do have amazing, talented Constructs like Lee, Vera, Bianca, Liv, and all of them. But even then, it's like, that's the worst part. It's like, now normal Constructs can't do anything to them. They're basically just waiting to become cannon fodder by that point. It's like, if that's the case, then they're just going to overwork themselves to death. At least the specialized Constructs, and that wouldn't really change anything. Because it'd be a battle of attrition, and we'd clearly lose. But the Constructs from the elite squads are still... So you do know that they're from the elite squads, huh? How many elite squads are there for us to send to Earth? How many Construct soldiers are we gonna turn into specialized constructs? Yeah, because that's the other issue. It's like, they still need resources, they still need supplies, but they're not able to get them as effectively because of how the Hetero creatures can spawn literally anywhere, even with the fact that they had reclaimed the moon. We already lost the Grey Raven commander, for God's sake. I apologize for my outburst. It's just, we really can't afford losses anymore. A remote sensing display to mutate red tide laced with unidentified white substances creeps across the Earth. Blood vessels and coils around the very lands humanity once called home. Indeed, we can't afford further losses. In that saturation mission, we deployed 35 Construct squads. Only 4 made it back, but nothing but a single sample of mutated red tide from the closest approach to the Hetero Tower. And this is all we have to show for it, having made the sacrifices we have. But we did analyze the substance with the mutated red tide. At least now we know what kind of enemy we're facing. Has the Science Council finished their analysis? Yes. According to Asimov's findings, we cannot identify the components within the mutated red tide. It doesn't match any known substance found on Earth in the past, present, or projected future. What exactly are we up against? Commander turns around, his graying hair and bloodshot eyes betraying his exhaustion. It's time to draw our conclusions, President. At first, they thought this was just another disaster they could contain. Twitch buddy hugs. Yay, what's up, Yuki? How you doing? Hugs back. How you doing? They had a good day. Just like when the red tide first began to spread, or when the twins first took human form. Just like when the Hetero Tower rose from the ground, or when the dark bolt struck Babylonia. They've survived seemingly unsurvivable disasters, defeated seemingly undefeatable enemies. Okay, happy to see you. Same to you, Yuki. Glad to have you. This time they were sure that they would succeed like they always have. Almost everyone in Babylonia thought the same way. They even started preparing victory celebrations in advance. How are you? I'm doing fine. Finally got to get back on the Punishing Gray Raven, so I'm pretty hyped about it. I did see that the pre-order for Kai no Kiseki is already out right now, both for the regular edition and the limited edition. I might actually get the limited edition. I'm trying to think about it. But yeah. Aside from that, doing pretty good. Got a good night's sleep, full energized. I'm gonna do another Trails of Daybreak 2 stream later tonight. So yeah, all good. Everyone was working at breakneck speed to get themselves ready for when you're back. I can't wait to see her in a new coating. Wait, really? Yeah, no problem. I mean, we already know it's coming fall, but again, we still don't have any guarantees yet, but we'll see. Hopefully it does come out around the same time on PC so that I can stream it at the right time. Not just for Lucia, for the Commandant too. I can't wait to see all of Grey Raven staying together in the banquet hall. Babylonia deployed numerous squads of constructs to the ground in an attempt to reclaim the conservation areas. Most of them, however, returned empty-handed. To gather detailed information about the mutated red tide, Babylonia saturated the area around the Hetero Tower with multiple squad deployments. They all, however, failed. Ladies and gentlemen, I once believed we would succeed the way we did with every other miracle our civilization has achieved thus far. But this time, I'm sorry. President, we still have soldiers. We can still fight. But even if we could reclaim the conservation areas, the CPF can no longer filter the corrupted punishing virus. And the emergency serum the Science Council has developed is barely effective. Asimov continues to work while ill. Several elderly professors from the Science Council have already collapsed for complete exhaustion. Even our elite squads have started taking casualties. No, that's impossible. Praying Mantis was completely wiped out during their escort mission, and Owl's squad's captain is the sole survivor. Strikehawk's convoy has gone missing during his mission to investigate the depths of the mutated red tide. Kama went to search for him, but neither of them have returned yet. The area is completely submerged in mutated red tide. Even Wanchi, whose frame could barely withstand the corruption, has spent a long time searching the perimeter but found no way to break through. What? Even Wanchi, with his new frame, couldn't do it? Oh my god. I'm sorry, but our current losses have pushed multiple indicators dangerously close to critical thresholds. I cannot let human civilization end here. Yeah, because that's the thing, it's like, everyone wants to reclaim the planet. It's hard to give it up, but at the same time, it's like, we need to survive. Humanity has to live on in some way. Because this is a different situation from what we had in Honkai Impact 3rd, where you had to define what exactly was humanity, or what exactly was civilization that we were meant to protect, that Mobius had kind of like inquired to us, and it was a very interesting philosophical question at the time. And now it's like, we already have one definition of it, but can we preserve it? Can we let it continue under these circumstances? It's like, it is a hard decision to give up the planet, but Again, you have to think about what's more important here. He gave up everything, hoping to return to Earth. He lit up Earth, one region at a time, starting to rebuild what was once human civilization. All those memories, man. Countless lives lie buried here. Countless new lives have awakened in its place. But this time, humanity's children may never return home again. They'll be forced into exile, ventured to the unknown depths of space. As emergency alarms blare and new developments emerge, the council members sit in silence for a moment before quietly dispersing. But still, how did Asimov get sick? Just what happened? The empty council chamber has the same transfixed and the blue planet floating in the center. All that we've done, everything we've done, does it really amount to anything at all? No one answers the question. Indeed, Babylonia is preparing to leave Earth's orbit. She's not surprised by Babylonia's decision. Leaving Earth's orbit? What do you plan to do after that? We're going to contact as many people as we can. Babylonia is preparing to leave Earth's orbit. All surviving humans and constructs on Earth have the right to enter Babylonia and depart with us. Well, at least it's not as selective as as the Great Evacuation was, right? Because we learned what exactly happened from that. But now it's like, we need anyone we can to guarantee that humanity can survive. Hence why they at least they tried to save people from Kowloon as well. The operation codename is Departure. If the Church of Machina is willing, Nanami won't be leaving with you. Nanami still has her own business to attend to. However, Nanami would like to make a deal with you, since I don't dislike Babylonia. A deal. This conversation turns to negotiations between the two parties and constrains their posture and forces herself to say aloud. What does the Church of Machina want? And what can they offer in return? The starship's blueprints and experimental data. Don't you already have a starship? Church of Machina didn't attempt to hide their activities on Earth from Babylonia. Babylonia already detected the starship's presence right when it emerged from the void. Babylonia currently lacks both the resources and the incentive to engage in diplomatic talks with this emerging power. That's right, but the Church of Machina's starship isn't quite complete. For now, it can only navigate along Earth's surface. We need more data and design specification to verify the starship's integrity and prevent any unnecessary complications once we venture into space. No one knows if there's any other habitable planet out there in space. Even mechanoids need to be thoroughly prepared for such a lengthy journey. In exchange, Nanami and the mechanoids of the Church of Machina can help you complete your mission. While the mutated red tide poses a severe threat to humans, we mechanoids remain unharmed as long as we avoid direct contact. The Church of Machina has a complete gear army at our disposal. While searching for our fellow mechanoids, we can help you locate more human survivors. Please allow us a moment to deliberate. Whoa, these parts must be ancient. How are they still being used? We're all out of replacement parts. Babylonia's factories are operating around the clock. Parts are being consumed at a faster pace than they're made. I'm actually one of the lucky ones. I was at least able to find similar parts to modify and use. Not everyone's as lucky as I am, though. Speaking of the devils, with that much wear and tear, one more shot of recoil might just send your elbow flying. That's because the factory doesn't have replacement parts for my model anymore. Our captain took us all to search for parts back then. Spent forever searching, but only found 2 pieces that barely fit. Our captain personally filed them down to make them work. The captain never made it out of mutated red tide. Nanami listened to their conversation silently to determine their chance at a brief video call. We concluded our deliberations. I, as the acting president of Babylonia, hereby approve this arrangement. Please transmit your flight coordinates. Send representatives to your starship as soon as possible to sign the agreement. No problem. Nanami will sync the coordinates to you right away. Acting president? What happened to Hassan? President Hassan is currently on medical leave. Continuous work schedule has left him completely exhausted. I mean, I don't blame him. The dude's always been running on the clock, and probably this hopelessness has affected him even more. I don't blame him. As per President Hassan's instructions before he fell into a coma, and temporarily serving as acting president, rest assured, though, that all relevant matters will still be forwarded to President Hassan for review. He's in a coma? Fuck, man. Everyone's getting impacted by this. And all because we left the front lines. Unbelievable. Babylonia's representatives arrived shortly after the meeting. They signed the agreement, they as promised delivered the starship's blueprints and test data that the Treasure Makina requested. Transports from Babylonia began their busy runs between the Treasure Makina starship and Babylonia. Thank goodness. These people got the treatment they needed in time thanks to you all. Don't mention it. I mean, this is part of our arrangement. Emma, gather some parts to escort them to our transports. Blueprint number 2 is almost at capacity. We might need to deploy a large-scale transport craft. Oh, I've never seen this concept before. It's not to be equipped now before orbiting a terminal to request authorization for a large transport. She used to be quite the lady, you know. For some reason, she was dead set on becoming a construct. She's been stationed at the training camp these past few years. Also, that's why we never actually had her show up until much later. The camp's practically empty now. All cadets were forced to graduate early. Even the instructors were sent back to the front lines. And those kids from FOS are really still kids. Swearly is another one to Chris carried past her. Thank goodness we're in this together now. I mean, who knows how many of these kids would have survived otherwise? Any news about the others? You mean, what about Cao Long or Watanabe? Nanami has been able to reach them since the mutated red tide began to spread. Selk has notified the Cao Long Chamber of Commerce, while a small number of people in Cao Long are willing to evacuate the Babylonia. After the transport left with the evacuees, Cao Long's leader immediately reactivated their punishing virus shield. Haven't been able to learn anything from it there since. So that had already happened by this point. As for the Forsaken, they lost quite a few people. Watanabe's deputy sent us their final coordinates. I went to extract the survivors. Damn, don't tell me Watanabe got taken out too! Mutated Red Tide reached this camp in 3 hours. Dust kicked up by the transport craft as exhausted humans and constructs stand waiting. How are there so few left? Weren't there supposed to be hundreds? The mutated Red Tide swept away the other 2 vehicles. Watanabe went after them with his team, but we don't know if they... Aw, god damn it! Watanabe being the G that he is. Always trying to save as many people as he can, not trying to leave a single man behind. Damn it! Get on the transport 1 and prepare for takeoff. I'll wait here. It's too risky, Bridget. We don't have time. Get going already. Their assistants, Transport 1 slowly lifts off. Leaving Bridget alone, Transport 2's cockpit to wait anxiously. Concentration of the punishing virus in the air is gradually rising. Mutated Red Tide will reach this camp within an hour. Lots of dust roll in from the horizon as our vehicles, staying with the Red Tide, lurches desperately this way. Bridget fires up the transport engines and throttles the massive vessel to forward like a street racer. Quick, get in! Hangs open, revealing the driver to be a passenger. Where's Watanabe? Boss is still in the Red Tide. He's the one who forced our vehicle through and got us out of there. We had 28 people here, 10 wounded, 18 children. He's so calm, but he doesn't seem like someone who's escaped the Red Tide at all. Boss was hoping Babylonia could take these in. These last survivors of Oasis. They're not the Forsaken. Residents of Oasis. Should not be forgotten again. Damn! Watanabe actually risked his own life just to get more people out of the Red Tide. Fuck, that's right, because it's not like he's a transcendent or anything. Fuck. After helping Bridget evacuate all the residents from Oasis on the transport craft, the child finally collapsed from exhaustion. As the transport craft takes off, the mutated Red Tide surges forward like a monster tsunami, engulfing the last camp in Oasis. Fuck. I guess there's nothing we can do but keep our fingers crossed and hope Watanabe will just come crawling out of Red Tide. She forced out a laugh, but her eyes remained devoid of any mirth. None of this is good news. Nanami really doesn't want to hear news like this. Well, I bet none of us does. Bridget, a large transport craft has been cleared for deployment. Arrive shortly. Okay, prepare to evacuate the injured. Thanks for your help once again, Nanami. I've heard a lot about you from the Commandant. While I never thought that we'd get to know each other under this circumstance, I guess I do enjoy working with you. So it begins the first collaboration between Babylonia and the Church of Machina, born from these dire circumstances. So wait, if Emma was with Babylonia, how did she end up just being here herself? Maybe it's like they offered another option, but it seems like they had rescued most of the people. Or maybe they just had to evacuate as quickly as possible, so they couldn't find everybody, right? Because I guess they also did have to worry about if the Church of Machina would continue to search for them at the same time that they look for people, right? So maybe that's it. However, Nanami doesn't join this rescue operation. She walks Hikma through the 100 guidelines for human protection and trusts her with full authority over the rescue operation. Hikma, I'm leaving everything here to you and Spooner. If you need anything, just ask Xavier. If he doesn't cooperate, Nanami will give him a good walloping while I'm back. Are you really going alone? I can go with you. But they need you more here, Hikma. You're the only one in the Church of Machina who knows how to interact with humans properly. Don't worry, I'll be extra careful this time. All I need to do is find a facility with enough computing power to contact Mecha Babushka. Must you do this? Yeah, Nanami's a little scared. Is this really the future I saw in my simulations? All signs point to something similar from before. Somewhere everything feels completely different. Babylonia leaving Earth, that matches up. Some humans staying on Earth, it's probably a match too. The red tide spreading, the outer zones expanding, that kind of matches up too. Heading first to the browser, she checks off the items one by one. Babylonia is about to leave, and once it travels beyond a certain distance, it won't be able to contact Mecha Babushka. Be it by running another simulation or asking directly, Nanami needs to know one answer. Does this world still point towards the future she once envisioned? Hagrid doesn't stop Nanami. There's no reason to prevent this young girl, who people know as Sage Machina, from venturing alone to fight for Earth's last glimmer of hope. I see. So she tried to get to Gestalt again and see if she can get another chance. This mutate red tide gradually devours the Earth's surface, the air temperature drops drastically. But so, how does this even work? Like how did it even become an ice age? Like, it doesn't affect space yet, right? So the sun would still be up. Or maybe it's just that the Earth can't really absorb what it does from the sun because of the punishing virus effects, and that's how it enters an ice age just within its parameters. If anyone noticing, a minor ice age has begun. I could definitely get in here before. Staying next to the ruins, Nanami connects the wires to give her a troubled look on her face. Mutate red tide has clearly infected the facility before. But how she connects the power rewires the circuits, massive computer refuses to boot up again. It's the 4th location already. Mutate red tide has overwhelmed almost all the facilities she previously found capable of connecting to Gestalt. The city ahead is the last shot. According to the map projected from her terminal, Nanami brushes off the snow from her clothes and trudges onward to the ruins ahead. At the entrance of the ruined city stands an unexpected visitor. The PGR construct standing by the ruins greets Nanami with a familiar smile. Hello. We meet again. Nanami remembers you. I've seen you in Babylonia. Why are you still here when Babylonia's about to leave? To assist Babylonia with their search and rescue operations, of course. Just a cloak and turns her gaze toward the ruins ahead. Nanami doesn't care why you're here, as long as you don't try to stop me. I have no intention of stopping you. I'm just curious. Are you sure this is what you want to do? Are you sure you want to leave Earth? Do I have a choice? No, unfortunately. Not at the moment, at least. then Nanami has no choice but to do this. Time is almost up. At the real numbers count down as they dance around her, gravity intensifying with each passing moment. The hands of time inch ever closer to their final destination. I don't know what happens when the gravity reaches its peak. It's too big a gamble trying to find out. Everyone seems to be asking Nanami how to fix all of this. But Nanami's just not facing the question of what to do. I mean, I don't even know what needs to be fixed at all. If only blowing up the Hetero Tower would solve everything. Wouldn't that be nice? I don't even know what needs to be fixed, let alone find a way out of this mess. I'm the Sage Machina, and while I never asked for this title, I have to lead them through this nonetheless. I can't just gamble the Mechanoid's future just so I can stay on Earth. But as a friend of humans, as a friend of Commandant, Nanami can't just stand by and watch humanity vanish like this. I care about humans. I care about Commandant. I'd have had no trouble staying on Earth if I were alone, even that meant certain death to me. I'd do anything to help humans and Commandant, but I can't make decisions for my mechanical brethren. Is that the wrong decision to make? It's not my place to define what's right or wrong. In fact, no one can give you the answer to this question. Are you beginning to doubt yourself? Nanami turns to face Ishmael. No. Nanami's just trying to think things through. Can the world as it is now truly lead to that future? The Mechanoid's path lies in space, sent toward the endless universe. But humanity's path? Is it truly on Earth? Are you asking for my opinion? I know you don't talk much, but I really want to hear what you think. No future can ever stop tomorrow from coming. No matter how great our fears are, the sun will rise every day. Too well won't smooth dice appear in Ishmael's palm. My thought exactly. That's why I'm standing right here. She would leave Earth with the Mechanoids. If that means humanity would have a chance of surviving the catastrophe. If you've already made up your mind, why are you asking me if you've made the wrong decision? You just seem so wise and all, so I thought maybe I could get some sage advice out of you. Then what if I were to give you a negative answer? Nanami will hold off on your answer for now. Make a judgment with Commander when we meet. But that's just blind faith, no? How can you call it blind faith? You make me angry here. I'm totally capable of making sound judgments. If Nanami makes the wrong judgment, Commander will help Nanami. If Commander needs help, of course Nanami will help the Commander too. Nanami and Commander trust each other. I'm sure things are gonna be fine. Commander and I work together. Well, you have my apologies. Do you have anything else to say? If not, I'll be on my way then. As for parting words, let this be my way of making amends for my thoughtless remarks earlier. A 20-sided die spins among Ishmael's fingers and lands to a different number each time. Perhaps this isn't a dead end after all. The world may be in slumber now, but perhaps one day it will awaken. We can't predict when the singularity will arrive, but I have a feeling they'll find a way to change everything. Yep, my thought exactly. Humans are always creating miracles. So is Commandant. Commandant will definitely make it out of Hetero Tower, but is what Nanami's doing now going to cause trouble for humans and Commandant? She's a failed time corrector. She once naively believed she could escape her predetermined future. Despite traversing countless simulated universes, she could never find the right thread to follow it in the vast river of time. Even if she knew all the possibilities, even if she tried to make the best choices, she never managed to change how things ended. How can one be certain that this is the one and only correct universe? To this question, I believe no one can provide an answer. I knew you'd say that. Exactly because no one can give an answer that I decided to visit Mecha Babushka again. But what if Gestalt can't provide an answer either? That's not something I need to worry about now. I'll sort that out later somewhere down the road. Nanami's response leaves Ishmael momentarily at a loss for words. Shakes her head with a smile and turns to gaze toward the ruins. I know things aren't exactly looking hopeful, but I'll try my best to save humanity however I can. No matter what the cost, I'll help Commander put everything back on the right track. As we seep through the ruins, the mutated red tide creeps up nearby buildings and spreads into every corner within reach. We'll get there somehow, right? You don't need my answer. Of course, Nami's already made up her mind. This Meganoid girl with a soul loves humanity and Earth so deeply. Nanami was born from humanity's love, and Nanami will give that love back to humanity. She repeats these words to me, trying to solidify her conviction. No matter what the cost, I'll help Commander put everything back on the right track. On the right track? Huh. Perhaps the variable you're hoping for is already taking notice of your wish. Right? Who are you talking to? Nothing. Trying to gaze back from the distance, Ishmael and Nanami walk side by side through streets among the ruins. So, what's your plan? I'll visit Mecha Babushka first, and take everyone to Aerospace City to figure out how to continue building the starship. I'll stay on Earth, though, if anything happens. If Commander manages to break free, I'm sure we'll find a way to solve everything here. No one's got anything on Commander, but Commander is pushing themselves too hard. I'd have rushed into that Hedera Tower to rescue Commander and Lucia, but that's not gonna be easy, though. Yeah, my frame is falling apart, but I haven't found anything. I'm sure you've seen much more since you can see the grave of Commander as a focal point. True, I've seen it. No matter how much the river of time shifts, only Commander stands unwavering within its flow. Commander is the world's anchor point, its beginning and its ending. So that's what you saw. I suppose you are gifted indeed. Perhaps this isn't a dead end after all. But no one knows where that single thread lies, believing that destiny truly lies. Is what I'm doing now and what I plan to do still not enough? Far from enough. Everything the lot of you are trying to do, it's like trying to find a needle in a haystack. Does that needle even exist? Sorry, I cannot say for certain. Perhaps you'll have become the future version of yourself somewhere far down the road. I'll be there for you should you ever need me again then. So it comes to an end, and there on the other side of Ruined City, Nanami finally sees what she's been searching for. Research facility with massive computing power. Turning around, she finds the PGR construct that already vanished. Alright, trudging straight ahead. Let's go, Nanami. Interesting. Yeah, so Ishmael definitely being a bit more sentient there this time around. Because, to be fair, she was sentient in my mind when I was in a coma back then. And she was also there for Roland, so it's like, she clearly can traverse through different dimensions. Or different realms of reality. I guess she can also kind of do that in this flashback as well. So it's like, now she knows I'm awake. Spider Silk. Nanami's final touch, the power flows through the facility, bringing the system back to life. Hi there, Mecha Babushka. You've come. The one named Nanami. I've calculated the probability of your return. I've gone through all that she has. Nanami now feels at ease hearing this familiar voice. Since you already knew that I'd come, can you give me the answers I've been looking for? Incorrect assumption. I merely calculated based on previous data that there was a high probability you would return here to connect with me. This specific purpose remains unknown. The background is great. I'm like, oh my god. Yo, what's up, Divine? I might as well just take that as like your catchphrase. Yeah, you decided to lead the Mechanoids down the path of awakened machines. Nope, I'm sure you know what's going on out there, Mecha Babushka. I came with more data and variables. Let's start a new simulation. Nanami wants to see how these data points and variables will reshape this world. I'm sorry, Nanami. Gestalt is dedicating all resources to Babyloni's Project Departure. Their main computing power is insufficient to initiate a real-time simulation. Excessive simulations hold no value in problem solving. When a problem has infinite solutions, it effectively has none at all. It's the greatest gift Van has given us in all of it. Yeah, if anything, the only gift, hence why it's the greatest gift. How am I supposed to figure out the answer to my questions then? The awakened machines are the answer to Earth's catastrophe. Humans only have a 0.072% chance to survive the punishing disaster. Awakened machines are the only answer to punishing. There's no time left, Nanami. That's not true. I remember that time clearly. That time when you first asked me to come here? Humans only have a 0.031% chance of surviving. Oh, the percentage is increased. Yeah. If anything, it's more than doubled. The decimal points are changing. A whole 0.041% higher. We are both mechanical consciousnesses. You know the probability of these numbers. To give you your answer, I will allocate some spare computing power to run a simple simulation for you. These numbers will show you exactly what will become a human civilization. I didn't know we could do that. It's amazing. Every notification ping a virtual screen materialized before. How many more deadhead repeated cutscenes are we gonna have to suffer through, man? I don't know. I'm gonna guess at least 10 more, just because of how bad our luck is, and considering we still have a good number of Genesis left to go through. No, you know what? Let's make it 15. 15 sounds good. Again, just because we've already had a lot of dumb bad ends. Because that's the thing, if it's like there were like dead ends where it's like, oh shit, we really did need to make this decision or else it completely backfires, then it's like I wouldn't have as much of a problem. But all those lazy ones, or just like the cheap ones just for tricks or to cover stereotypes, it's like, nah, fuck that. Please input your variables. Mutate, Tide, Chaos, and Mechanoid staying on Earth. Storm. 5,475 days later, Babylonia initiates Project Departure. Mechanoids remaining within Aerospace City. Stall. 11,680 days later, Mechanoids wage war over limited resources. 12,775 days. Chaos disappears. The mutated Red Tide assaults human settlements as the frost wave descends. 13,870. A new Red Tide consciousness emerges. Last human falls to the Red Tide. 14,601. The mutated Red Tide engulfs Earth completely. Damn it, this can't be possible. Alright, let's try another one. Let's go with the status quo. Mechanoids embark on a space journey while humans remain on Earth. 8,760 days. The Gamma Genesis thing isn't a story I'm super invested in. I don't know why the 8th one is so much. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, come on. And at least for some reason, I don't get it. Van is probably the best way Naughty has to find Sven. Just so dumb. Nah, it really is. That is the really stupid thing. Because it's like, I get that she probably thinks she's closer to Sven, but at the same time, it's like, if you're close to Sven and you have this many people with this many contacts to help you, why not work together like that? If anything, that's the best plan. Again, that's what I hate about Daybreak 2. When you want to split up, they stay together. When you want to stay together, you split up. It's like, where's the real rational judgment in this game anyway? And that's specifically Daybreak 2. I'm not talking about Punishing Grey Raven. Punishing Grey Raven is too amazing. Anyway, Mechanoids complete the starship construction and depart from Earth. And you know, Vay's gonna Sven. Nah, true. 12,775 days later, Chaos disappears and the mutated Red Tide launches a counterattack. 13,502, the ground falls into Everwinter as a frost wave overwhelms multiple human settlements. Great. 14,608, mutated Red Tide. Wait, that's almost the same, isn't it? Yeah, it's just 7 days of a difference. What is this? Okay, chaos disappears at 12:775. It's the same day. What? Does chaos have like a specific lifespan or something? G5 oops. Oh, okay. So if the robots decide to stay, the red tide just eats everything. But without them, they go into an everwinter. Okay. So in the Prince of White pattern, the red tide blanket the planet's surface. This can't be right. Castell's calculations are never wrong. Let's give it another try. Let's go with status quo. Humans and mechanoids leave Earth together. Oh, it can't predict what happens after that. Interesting. I guess it makes sense because then it wouldn't be within their realm of observation anymore, because they can only monitor them because they're on Earth or Earth's orbit. But after that, it wouldn't be able to figure out anything. 8 days later, Babylonia has mechanoids in space. Punishing. Oh, what? They're saying it's gonna start again, but just somewhere else? Mecha Babushka? What's going on? Coded code spread across Castell's deduction data. Time span too extensive, unable to provide detailed calculation process. The punishing virus will inevitably catch up to humanity's spacecraft. When Blank came to this place and opened the unknown technological black box, the fate of human civilization was already sealed. This is the only possible outcome my calculations can derive. Then, let's try another variable. What do we factor in the ascendants? 7,289 days. Maintain red tide consumes the ascendants. 13,476 days. Everwinter. No, not this one. Try another one. The ground falls to Everwinter frost over. Yeah, just the same. Still a margin of error? Let's try this one instead. Damn, no matter what, it's just gonna be completely, like, swallowed up by the red tide. To counter simulations, Nanami sits in the ground completely exhausted. Then what if we add the scenario where Commander leaves the tower? Invalid hypothesis. What? Among the two... Wait. Okay. Among the 262 quadrillion, 537 trillion, 412 billion, 640 million, 768,743 worlds simulated by Gestalt, not a single one begins with this hypothesis. What? Really? Then, but Lucia made the gamble. Oh no, wait, that's right. I forgot. The reason they couldn't predict this is because Lucia used the key. Right. So if she didn't use the key, then all these other ends would still have been the same regardless. Because only because I had the key did I have enough time to actually escape and survive to live to tell the tale. But I also provided her with enough energy to actually fight against Vonnegut. Because that's the other thing too. It's like, it was still going to lead up to that anyway. I see. So that's what the difference was. But damn, quadrillion simulations? But what if Commander really does come out? Invalid hypothesis. But that girl in the red tie clay said Commander had already left. Xanthos left the Hetero Tower. Unable to calculate the exact time of Xanthos' departure from the Hetero Tower. Therefore, hypothesis is invalid. Unable to begin simulation. So there are things beyond your calculation. Be it mechanoids or humans, there must be things that we can't see. But no matter how many simulations are run, humanity's fate is sealed. Because civilization will ultimately perish in the Everwinter. I see what it is now. It's not that much such a possibility doesn't exist. That the possibility exists beyond your calculation. That's one way to see it, but the optimal solution remains the same. You're leading the awakened machines to preserve Earth civilization. Nanami doesn't want that at all. Be it mechanoids or humans, there must be things that we can't see. We're all civilizations born from Earth. Of course we should stand together, unite as one to overcome this catastrophe. The awakened machines originate from humans. No one can say for sure that mechanoids would be spared if the punishing virus catches up to humanity's ships. That mechanoid called Nanami. Your level of awakening has exceeded my computational parameters. I'm unable to compute the possibility you speak of. Perhaps in the future, when you possess greater computing power, you'll be able to simulate a world with such possibilities. Time is running short now. My computing power is limited, and I must devote all resources to Project Departure. I can no longer assist you with these simulations. Make your own choice, Nanami. Right. Bro, how do you feel about the superhero name, The Credible? Oh god. It's so funny. Which means there's still hope. Yeah, because at least Incredible Hulk, that, like, now that you think of it as like an adult, it is kind of cheesy to me. But like, Incredible Hulk, that's just funny. Now we reviews every piece of information. Information from Chaos, from Ishmael, from Gestalt. Xanthos must have left the Hetero Tower, but no one knows at which point in time they emerge. Gestalt cannot calculate when exactly Xanthos left the Hetero Tower, yet it never outright said the commander didn't make it. And there is this thing that Ishmael said. Perhaps the variable you're hoping for is already taking notice of your wish. But no one knows where that single thread leading to destiny truly lies. Singularity might indeed exist. The probability human civilization survival has gone from 0.031 to 0.072%. So just minuscule probability feels too fragile to be real. Just like for her to believe it can actually exist. This bright spot is so floats at the ocean, spring as soon as you look away. She might truly grasp this thread of fate, but likewise no one knows what lies at its end. And now, to bring for a predetermined future and forced to flee into deep space, or soon to be exiled from Earth, what can she still do for Earth, for humanity, for the command in these moments? Who's that? Someone just say something? Sounds like Commandant. Both the terminal and life radar remain silent. When I sent a message, at least one of them would have triggered the notification sound I'd set for him. Well, I guess I'm just hearing things. Guess I should really start thinking about what to do next. Commandant comes when I'm gone. What should I leave behind for Commandant? Human food. It's definitely essential. It might be hard to preserve. It's serum. Yes. Equipment, repair supplies. I need to stock up on all of these. Also, from sands in the snow, she says in the unreachable distance. I wonder if I could leave a piece of myself for Commandant. Following Gastel's guidance, I'll become Nanami of the future and the sage of the mechanical civilization, and into our potential new dimensions of existence. I'll integrate myself as the starship's core, become the Gestalt of mechanical civilization, and guide them to discover the meaning of their awakening. And please forgive me for having a small moment of selfishness. When I become the one and only sage of the mechanical race, please allow me to leave Nanami behind, for humanity and Commandant. Damn, dude, Nanami is one kick-ass time traveler. Like, seriously. She still doesn't give up in the face of all of this. I love it. But I see. Now that explains why all those extra supplies were even in the aerospace city to begin with. Because it was meant, like, as a... in that slight % chance that we actually would make it to this day. Or at least in the potential future. River of Time. Starship departs from humanity's last outpost. When Nanami returns to the Church of Machina, everything proceeds according to plan. The Church of Machina helps Babylonia rescue a considerable number of humans and constructs. Soon after, the Nightmare returns. Wave after wave of winged hetero creatures begin attacking Babylonia's transport. Oh, is that why they had to leave people behind? Because they couldn't get through all of them? Damn, it's the same thing with the twins all over again. After losing several groups of pilots, Babylonia evacuates the last survivors from the Church of Machina. Babylonia leaves Earth's orbit and ventures into invisible depths of space. Some constructs and humans still choose to stay behind. I'm not leaving. Vanessa and I were constructs since before the abandoned stronghold and emotionless games. Not for some petty drama of love or hate, nor for some stupid faith. I'm staying here because I want to. I don't need to give you a reason. At least on Earth, I know exactly how I'm gonna die. You're not coming with us to Aerospace City either, are you? Yep. I'm planning to search for survivors beyond the last line of defense in the conservation area, together with the remaining scarabs. So comfortably at the ID card bearing the scarab insignia on your chest. There might still be survivors out there. I'll gather them together. We'll survive this. Together. It was barely ever whispered, final syllables fading into the air. By trying to change their minds, Nanami escorts Vanessa and the other constructs to their designated locations. Best of luck to all of you. Stay safe. Starship set sail for Aerospace City. With the help of Han Ying, who came from Kowloon to join them, Church of Machina and Aerospace City reaches an agreement. In exchange for evacuating Aerospace City's residents, Space Colony provided the Church of Machina with sufficient materials, fuel to reactivate the Bifrost and launch the starship into deep space. Some mechanoids still wish to remain on Earth. Cervantes is among them. Are you sure you don't want to leave with us, Cervantes? Never sure, Sage. Drifting through deep space in search of an unknown haven. That's not the answer I'm looking for. I'm staying to finish my thesis. Nanami doesn't like this feeling. Babylonia begins its journey, everything familiar to her seems to slip away one by one. Her friends choose to stay where they are one after another. Only Nanami is responsible for guiding the awakened machines, which are compelled to press forward endlessly in search of another unknown ending. Sage, I'm sorry. Don't apologize. I'm just a little upset. Bondesty is staying too, so it's actually good that you're staying here. And I do have a special mission for you. I hope this can become another opportunity. Tower repeats again, perhaps that will be when change must happen. To purification and destruction, new possibilities will arise for this barren Earth. If you meet Commandant, make sure to get Commandant what I left here, okay? Sage, why are you? I have to leave this place, and so do the mechanoids. If the Church of Machina continued to stay on Earth, war humanity would have been inevitable, followed by other catastrophes. Yeah, because that's the thing, it's like, you could say it seems unlikely considering it's like humans need food and stuff, but at the same time it's like humans would need parts for weapons, for infrastructure, for architecture and stuff, but robots were needed to repair themselves and stuff, so it is more credible to think that, yeah, it would have to lead to war eventually, especially since they're running against the clock with the red tide. Nana's gaze pierces through the thick clouds above the Aerospace City. She looks toward the distant unreachable stars. I will safeguard what you've entrusted to me. But will the Grey Raven Commandant truly appear again? To be honest, Nanami doesn't know either. Both Mecha Babushka and Ishmael said Commandant couldn't possibly have been down at the head of her tower. I had never seen Commandant in any of the simulations I've run. But what makes humans truly human is their endless potential. What humans are capable of is beyond even Gustav's calculation. Which is why I'm not buying those simulations. Nanami believes in Commandant. I believe in you too, Nanami. Cervantes, do you hear that? Familiar strange voice reaches the girl's ears. I'm not picking up anything though. It's probably my reception module. I really need to get it fixed. Exoserum, equipment repair supplies, food. Oh right, and the full sensory simulation device. Starship's taking off. Damn, so that's why it also took Cervantes, like, knowing if I'm a fake or not, because he saw how much it meant to Nanami and to the Sage Machina. He can't afford to let it be used by someone else who isn't like her hope. at least a promise to her friend at the very least. Perched by the porthole, she quietly lifts the heated shield to pick at Earth, becoming more distant by the second. Will we never be able to return? I mean, to Earth? The red tide hasn't yet consumed Earth. The planet still burns with life. Its blue and green hues interweave along its edges to paint a beautiful pattern. Maybe someday, somewhere far down the road, we'll have a chance to return. The tides of time sweep everything away as seas turn the land and cliffs into abysses. Love grants this world endless possibilities. She accepts fate, but that doesn't mean she won't fight back. At the Hetero Tower, a red butterfly flutters its wings. The starship, that's all ever been spray-painted DeLorean Discovery by Nanami, departs from Earth's orbit. Farewell, Earth. It's DeLorean Discovery, sailing in space at the third cosmic speed. Over an immeasurable span of time, Nanami gradually integrates herself into the starship's core, becomes one with its systems. You cannot forcibly split your consciousness for variable stack operations. The risk is far too great, Sage. Such calculations cannot be halted at will. If you suffer any damage during the process, it severely impact your cognition algorithms. Besides, with the increasing number of variables, no one can say for sure you'll be able to find another anchor point for return every time. Kino is usually composed and calm, displays uncharacteristic kind of anxiety. Don't worry, I got everything prepared down to the last detail. And don't try getting Hikma to talk me out of this. I've already won her over to my side. Hikma? Disbelief seeps through Arcana's mechanical voice. I cannot stop Sage. Her mind is already made up. It's too dangerous. Don't worry, the starship will be fine. No matter what happens, my frame will keep it from going. We'll keep it going until we find a new homeland. That's not what I'm worried about. I've been waiting all this time, Arcana. Sitting by the portal, Nanami gazes into the unknown expanse of stars beyond. Scattered pinpoints of light dot the vast darkness, now well beyond the Milky Way. Who's the MC talking? The Commandant. Basically, ourselves. Because basically we're like the captain of this group of androids working together to try to save a corrupted Earth. Or no, right now we're talking in because we're looking through Nanami's memories right now. So it's the Commandant, or us, the protagonist, looking through Nanami's memories of what she had been doing up until the point she left Earth. I tried to deal with the red tide on Earth, but failed. I almost tried to enter the Hetero Tower, but it had been completely sealed off. I had no other choice. Couldn't abandon the mechanoids, so I accepted my destiny and brought Discovery here. I never wanted to leave Earth, but I had no choice. But Discovery needs you. Arcana, Discovery doesn't need a Sage Machina anymore. At the starship's main hall, humans and mechanoids bustle back and forth as they work together to keep the vessel running. As time passes, the humans and mechanoids who chose to stay aboard Discovery live together in harmony, which naturally formed a new stable social structure for the starship. Perhaps in time, this will bloom into a new civilization. Besides, you know exactly what I'm worried about. The punishing virus harvests information. No, she named the ship the DeLorean Discovery. So fun. Information civilization. What? It was just a theory before. Only recently have I started to piece things together. The punishing virus. Fusion. Hetero Tower going haywire. Recycle. Information. Civilization. As I gradually connected with the Great Tower, I began to see more. Mechanoids were born from human civilization too. We might be able to run from Earth, but we can't keep running away forever. Are we really doing the right thing, running away from Earth? Mechanoids were born from human civilization. Like humans, they too are vulnerable to the red tide. She became the starship's Gestalt. She saw countless memories from the past of the Mechanoids. She saw a cradle born from the red tide. Humans treasured the Maya forests. She saw new eggs hatching in the depths of the ocean, a horrifying sun rising from behind the black walls. The flood of information all but overwhelmed her memory module. She also saw where I remained. Traces delicate as spotted silk. If Nanami doesn't do anything now, who else is gonna save these fascinating humans? Even if Nanami fails, the starship will keep moving forward. Nanami's well prepared. Just call this Nanami's little moment of selfishness. This time, I'm not just gonna stand by and watch Commander fight alone. I think that's definitely Commander talking. Sage? Can you adjust her receiver in confusion, but apart from Nanami, should detect no other living beings making a sound. Guess I'm hearing things again. Everything's ready, Arcana. I'm not asking for your opinion. I'll tell you how it's going to be. You and Hype have always managed this starship well. If I lose my anchor point and get lost, pretend I decide to stay on Earth. There's no reason to stop Nanami, be it for the sake of the mechanoids or anything else. A peaceful moment that would be considered dawn by Earth's calendar, Nanami initiates her deep space simulation. As a droplet of water falls, she enters a stream of time. Sparse starlight fails to fill the vast universe as she floats at its center. Reaches out to touch the shattered vortexes behind her. In her endless calculations, Nanami attempts to reach out once more to touch the impossible dimensional boundary. She could send a message to the commander in the past, tell commander not to enter the tower, but all of this been changed. She reads through different time rifts in time, desperately trying to grasp at various shards, only to find herself lost in the end. Lying just along the river of time, yet she cannot find the anchor point that will guide her home. She frantically searches for a new path among the stars. Her consciousness wears thin from excessive time regression as their strength gradually crumbles away. No matter how many times she tries, all she sees is an ocean of stellar shards stretching endlessly before her. No way to find her path home. What should I do? Soft sigh, dust tinged with sadness. Solar vortexes spin as time and space interweave into intricate elusive patterns, following like rivers that stretch endlessly into the beyond. The girl reaches out again, trying to fish out the right thread from the rivers. What should I do now? Just like when she pondered her choices on Earth, she now finds herself with no new paths left to take. Will I see you again? Damn. So Nanami's also sacrificed a part of herself to do this, because when Luna tried to look for simulations in the future for a chance at hope, she lost her eyesight. Nanami, having to be Gestalt in order to actually have more power to do so, especially without Gestalt in the way, or with no longer connection to Gestalt, is losing her sense of self. Heavy transparent veil hangs before her. Transparent barrier remains completely unscathed. It's been so long. So long that I thought Commander forgot about me or something. I just want to stay here on Earth and live together with Commander and all these people. Nanami gets along great with Commander. Commander never gets angry at Nanami. Everything's gonna be fine. Please. I'm right here! Transparent barrier begins to waver. Nanami will lead the Mechanoid Brethren throughout this catastrophe. Nanami won't give up on saving Commander or finding a new singularity. Something must have happened to Commander. Nanami doesn't know how to help. Then cracks begin to appear in the transparent barrier. Slam your fist again at the unyielding transparent barrier. Cracks in the transparent barrier grow wider. Commander? Humans are always creating miracles. So is Commander. Nanami will find you. Nanami. Wait for me, Commander. I'll definitely find you. Nanami calls out from the other side. The cracks in the transparent barrier grow even wider. Commandant? Am I hearing things again? Never been forgotten in the river of time, Nanami struggles to open her weary eyes, as those hands that reach out through time and space. Perhaps she's been deceived by illusions many times before. No matter how often, she still rushes toward the commander without hesitation. This time, however, it's not some deception this time. Lion bounces up and down with excitement, her arms tied around your waist and back. Each call your name carrying countless emotions. Commandant, you won again! I thought I'd be the one to find you. How did you find me? It's because the secret weapon I left behind? 30-odd years have passed, but Nanami's still every bit as lively as a bird. She'll be away with endless questions. It's a long journey. I bet you're super tired, Commandant. But don't worry, Nanami's here now. But I swear I told Cervantes to keep my new frame a complete secret. I'm so looking forward to showing it to you when we meet again. Well, I guess you're looking at it right now. After a brief chat, the two of you catch up on each other's current situations. What are your plans now, Commandant? How did you end up trapped here? You practically relived Nanami's journey with her, but this crucial detail still eluded you. I've been thinking about it, you know? Maybe it's because there wasn't an anchor point. I was able to travel back to reality in the past using Mecha Babushka as both a medium and anchor point. But now, as Gestalt voyages with Babylonia, Nanami, now a new kind of Gestalt, possesses sufficient computing power. It's also the anchor point needed to tether herself to the timeline from which she came. Ah, so this is the one from the far future, I think. If we're gonna be stuck here, at least I got you with me, Commander. This isn't too bad at all. No, that's not good either. Nanami's consciousness can decay over time since it's mechanical. But yours is that of a human's. So we need to find a way out of here, but what else can we do? I already searched through a lot of time shards. Can I be your anchor point? You want to be my anchor point? Nanami thinks this could work. Commandant's mind is super powerful, not to mention all the bonds you have. Could this be the singularity we've been waiting for? Sudden inspiration hits her like lightning. Nanami quickly pulls up a large display screen. What are these? Nanami made these. Tools that allow us to run simulations right here. Nanami made it the Big Eater, because simulating it alone ate up so much of Nanami's computing power. Then Nanami set the parameters. We set you up as the new starting point for the simulation as you are. Time is a tangled webs of possibilities where commanders made it out of the header tower with the sole variable. By grasping both this variable and the singularity, can we hope to reach the boundary of dimensional ascension? Preset conditions confirmed. Logical simulation established. Let's go, Commandant. Nanami reaches out to you, but is all this a simulation? Or is it actually happening? So it's a fade into way between Nanami and you. No one knows ever what kind of world you've become entangled in.
指挥官，不要害怕哦，70在呢。这一次是70和指挥官的大冒险。
Yeah, now that I think about it, this is our first actual official team
是
up.
北极联合航线。这个时间点。
Ah, shit! I have to fight a barrier again. But the rigger took care of
这
her.
一次也没有谈判的机会吗？
Ah, great. This must be a different timeline
就让70好好
where
和
we
你
didn't
告别
help
吧。
rigger
没有
get
见
to
过
win.
面的安伯利亚小姐，她迷食病毒，可真不是个好东西。
Damn, are we gonna have to fight all our greatest enemies again?
嘿，嘿，
Oh wait, no! I forgot. I have to stay in here.
大啦！
Oh no!
怎么了？
Yeah, I forgot. Something has to be in, something has to be out.
嘿。
Ah, shit. Kind of dodging.
逃げられないよ。ヤッホー！ナナミ！アルティメット！スペクタクル！呀！话语变成祈愿，祈愿又会进化为前进的力量。会没事的。
I forgot how much scarier and barrier it was compared to Tifa. Alright, what am I going up against now?
灰塔的核心
Oh my god. Oh,
是
it's
其实不
this
喜欢的
thing.
那个世界。
The thing that guarded against the battle between mechanoids and humans. Not this shit again. Alright, fine. Ah shit, I forgot how these guys work. I'm sorry. Fuck off. Come on. Oh my god. Okay, good. We're just done with them. Alright, next timeline. Alright, where are we headed now?
下一次对演。
Oh no, actually, we're going to all possible rounds of the simulation. That's what it actually is. That's what she was saying.
这一次会有不一样的结局吗？
Oh, when she tried to find her on her own. Right. Oh shit! No, not this stupid shit again! Fuck this hyperreal state that they're in. Stupid twins. Oh shit. This is gonna hurt! What? Bitch! Oh, what? This looks so weak now compared to how we actually are now.
アルティメットスペクタクル！呀！校准时空坐标，条件预设成立。如果没有意外的话，应。 指挥官，你看，那个就是我之前跟你提到过的小鸡。
Oh, right, this timeline. This is the one where humans no longer existed, right? And it was just mechanoids now, if I remember. Sniper PK43's power reboots. His vision is filled with a familiar, semi-familiar face. The armored girl quickly pushes away the snow that's accumulated on his frame. Commandant, remember Snipey? I am a fully automated sniping platform model Sniper PK43. My name isn't Snipey, though. Conversation feels strangely familiar. You got it, Snipey. You're not listening at all. Strange how these words feel familiar, too. Never scanned a local database to use no records of this gray-haired girl. You show no signs of infection. May I inquire? Human. It's been a long time since a human last appeared here. Who are you? I'm a sniping platform before you blinks a puzzled red light. Optical cameras whir rapidly as they rotate, accompanied by soft electrical buzzing. Grey Raven Commandant. Grey Raven Commandant. That all rings familiar, but have you been offline this entire time? Snipey fails to retrieve any relevant data. Oh well, you're forgiven, Snipey. Come on, let's get ready to go now. Sniper remains silent, yet involuntarily activates the heating unit beneath its base, as if having performed this action countless times before. Alright, off we go, Commandant. Snipey. Silver waterfall circle in the winter sky. Shadow calls, scattering seeds of hope below. Wait, are we actually gonna go through the other timelines that we had failed with before? Right up ahead. See you trudge through the deep snow, a massive white domed building emerges dimly beyond the tree line. Bet they'll be super happy. Oh yeah, this is the one where like they had all the robots there, but they were waiting for humans. Dang. You'll see who they are when we get there. So what exactly are you two trying to do here? Good question. Beats me. This conversation feels awfully familiar too. We'll figure it out as we go. Nanami can feel power surging through her whole body. Is it just power from the past year recycled from those worlds just now? That might be it. It's the first time I ran into something like this throughout my long journey through all these different timelines. Are they simulated worlds converging? This should be it. I can feel that Big Eater is consuming less computing power to run simulations now. The amount of right data is decreasing as the world lines converge. It means there's less information to process. Stumbling against one side of the forest as small creatures peek out from the undergrowth. I've gone so long without seeing humans that it probably doesn't even know what they are. The squirrel tilts its head. It approaches the curiously observes this peculiar group of beings from nearby. Squirrel startled but doesn't scurry away. Software beneath your fingertips feels too real to be a creation of a simulated world. You're connected with Nanami's memory module, your consciousness became completely disconnected from Waju. Is this place really just a simulated world? Nanami doesn't know either. I only want to explore options to save you, Commandant. In humanity when I first began all these simulations. But things stopped making sense to me anymore when I got swept into the temporal whirlpool. Theoretically speaking, this is a place I came up with, but it's more than just that. This is get to the future. Hi there. You can just call me Nanami. Nanami, where am I? We're aboard the DeLorean Discovery, sailing through the vast ocean of stars. Do you remember the header armor shirt from Bianca's Phantom Tracer? The key. A new key to activate this invitation. It's also a message Sage left behind. Nanami. What's wrong, Commandant? What exactly did you go through? Huh? I can't tell you, Commandant. Someone might be listening. Hold on. Let's make sure they are not corrupted. They're Nanami's friends too. She rushes up and waves her hand with cheerful enthusiasm. Hi, Snowball. Hello. Welcome to the House of Love. How do you know my name? Because I'm Master Nanami, Supreme Ruler of Heaven and Earth, the Chosen One. That's quite a long name. I don't think we can accommodate a party your size. That's just my title. And this one beside you is a human? Hello. As the robot starts fidgeting nervously. Hello. It is a human. Hello. It's the House of Love, a warm neighborhood built for humans. Welcome. Be ready for Seaman to stay here. Thanks. What happened to all the humans here? I don't know. The humans began to disappear when it suddenly started to snow here one day. It's too cold outside. May we please come into our decorated community? She walks hurriedly to lead all three of you to... Next, I give you the welcome ceremony of House of Love. Inside the relatively warmer building, several robots clumsily line up in a row in an awkward attempt to perform welcome gestures. Oh, right, yeah, because it's more so that this is just the further progression of the Everwinter. Right, that's what this actually is. That was amazing. While Clappy looks at Nanami, you're taking your surroundings. Is this part of Nanami's past experiences? The hall's been decorated to look like a model showroom. A massive machine in its center radiating gentle warmth. On the back wall, quick graffiti spells out House of Love in faded but colorful letters. Any guess who wrote that there? You mean those letters in color? I don't quite remember, but I think it was this visitor we had before who came and said they wanted humans to feel the true depth of a mechanoid's feelings. They were sure that we'd have humans visiting here someday. Who was it, though? Weird how I don't have that piece of information in my memory module. No point dwelling on what you can't remember. Besides, you still got cake to eat. Ah, okay. Right. Because now she's kind of transcended like the concept of like time and space. Yeah, I guess it would make sense that they wouldn't really be able to retain that memory. That's right. Do give her specialty cake a try. Stumbled horizontal, Nanami quickly makes herself comfortable by sprawling across this whole sofa. You're this visitor Snowball was talking about, weren't you, Nanami? It's wonderful, isn't it? At least I helped them fulfill one of their wishes. But where would I be if not here, at this time? Oh no, this is bad. We're super close to the Aeronautical Research Lab now. The Aeronautical Research Lab? It's very bad. Running out of time. You haven't tried our specialty cake yet. We'll come back for it when we can. See you guys around, Snowball, Snipey. Leaving a bewildered mechanoids behind, Nanami, you dash across the vast, snowy terrain. The sun has risen before you know it. Every snowball seems to have faded behind the two of you, revealing a crystal clear blue sky ahead. Careful, Commandant. Having tripped over what you believe must be a rock, you fall hard on the snowy ground. When the world around you finally stops spinning, you open your snow-covered eyes to find a deep blue sky above. The snow stopped. Didn't even notice that. Amid the crunch of snow and turn your head, you see Nanami lying next to you. Up close, you notice all the new scars in Nanami's frame. I see you have a lot of new scars in your frame, Nanami. Don't worry, I got them when I was traveling through all the different worlds. Do they physically manifest on your frame? They only affect my consciousness. Never can damage Nanami's super awesome frame. Does it hurt? It's fine. Nanami doesn't feel much pain at all. Nanami rolls around the snow and giggles with glee. Super happy now since I'm not traveling alone this time. If only we could keep traveling like this forever, Commandant. Nanami. Nanami knows we can't. If you stay here for too long, it'll mess with your consciousness, turn you into a big dummy. A happy journey shouldn't be built on such a dangerous premise. What is the premise of this timeline? The Imperial frame experiment with Lift failed, but humans kept pushing forward anyway. Used up too much energy and Grandma Earth got angry. Right. Yeah, because this is the first one. This is what would happen if we didn't, what's it called? If we didn't save Liv, this is what happened. Because the world slowly grew into the Everwinter by that point. And that's what led to Snipey no longer having a master at that point. Right. Okay. So then I guess the next one would be... would it automatically be the war with the mechanoids, or would that be something else? Then came a great catastrophe known as the Frailty. Then came the Eternal Winter. Oh no, actually, wasn't the other one when Bianca became a hetero creature? I honestly don't remember. This is just a simulation, more like Ivanica mentioned before. One of the layers for the hetero tower. If I hadn't awakened in time to rouse Liv. But none of that happened. It's just a simulation, Commandant. Humanity's future didn't end here. Neither will our journey. I rolls over and sits up. Let's get going, Commandant. I know exactly where we need to go from here. Our journey's far from over. When everything's over, when all the sad times come to an end, I'll find you again right here on Earth, Commandant. When the time comes, you and I embark on another journey together. We will. The harsh winter will pass. Spring will come. The world will return to how it once was. Thank you so much. We're just close to her past self and gently takes both her hands. Commander and I will take it from here. The flowing timeline is severed. Proclaimed as a new dimension opens once more. Streams of time flow together like rivers, as they slowly converge into one. Ah, I see. We're reconnecting Nanami with her true sense of self. The current rises and everything that ever was slowly comes to being, only to gradually fade to oblivion. Commandant's mind is anchored, Nanami guides Commandant through dimensions that flicker in and out of existence. If, meeting no suppression, the hetero force runs rampant, submerges the entire Earth beneath its depths. The entire squad of Grey Raven vanishes into the Red Tide during their rescue mission. In that world, Nanami fails to save the Commandant. Stands at the edge of the Red Tide for what feels like an eternity, watches it creeps up to the very rocks beneath her feet. In the end, she departed Earth with the Church of Machina. If, after breaching the data wall, Babylonia comes under immense attack from an unknown force. Unable to withstand the onslaught, Babylonia plummets and crashes onto Earth. Nanami watches as a cradle fused with an unknown being. She is an emerged being that consumes most of Earth's surface. Humanity's living space shrinks day by day until the punishing virus finally devours every last bit. If Babylonia finally embarks on its journey to the stars when the Grave Commander enters the Hetero Tower. After an eternity, the Church of Machina's starship changes upon that familiar megastructure drifting through space. Despite sending countless messages with no response, when Nanami finally enters Babylonia, finds only a ghost ship. Its entire structure devoid of all life. Is this everything you've seen, Nanami? This isn't just what Nanami has seen before. These are endings that will take place in the future. Nanami suddenly watches the scene shift endlessly behind the veil. Don't worry, Commander. Nanami is here with you. Besides, the truth of this world runs far deeper than this. You must trace back further. Far further than this. Only then can we... Signals resonate through the distant void of the deep space. If the crimson light of Hetero Tower eventually engulfs the entire world. Nanami quickly leads the mechanoids into space, ship's destination unknown to all. If the crimson ocean engulfed the entire Earth, leaving no survivors among those who fought in the war. Nowhere left to stand on Earth, Nanami had no choice but to leave the solar system. Ah, okay, yeah, so this is probably what would have happened with the whole, Echo thing. Or not Echo, but, Chico. If... Is this everything you've experienced? I'm trying to read the number. Okay. 262 quadrillion, 537 trillion, 412 billion, 640 billion, 768,743 worlds, infinitely approaching wholeness, never reaching that final state. I've lived through all these, but these aren't everything I lived through. Don't look so sad, Commandant. I won't let this happen. It's more than just a simulation, isn't it? She motions for you to look at the stage. Thankfully, there's still time to make everything right. Voice is soft as her fingers descend. The black and white scene on the stage freezes frame by frame. It appears to be a funeral. People gathered to get ready and mourning someone's sacrifice. In the distance, Nanami stands at the edge of the crowd holding a black umbrella. Expression hidden from view. We gather here today to mourn a person whose contributions to Earth will leave a lasting legacy. This great commandant achieved countless victories despite impossible odds, bringing honor to both humanity and Babylonia. Let's observe a moment of silence for this commander. To Babylonia's great warrior, the Grey Raven Commandant. I was late that time too. But this time, Commandant, I promise I won't be late. Where's the wisdom? Yeah, we thought myself and Lucy had been through shit with traveling through time. This is crazier. Through countless strange worlds, Nanami let's go with your hand. Hold on tight, and you'll be safe. Of course. After countless shifts between worlds, just as you're about to follow Nanami to the next area and have no more force suddenly grips your spine. Huh? Commit? Ah, great. Now what? The world around you starts spinning violently. Red spasms while the taste of iron creeps up your throat. Your mechanical sounds echo inside your skull. The world around you seems veiled by a strange filter, putting everything around you into obscurity. Starting visual module calibration. Mechanical prompt sounds from somewhere around your head. Visual module calibration complete. Visual module? Your surroundings gradually coming into focus, you see what appears to be a street you never see. What the hell is this place? It's too nice to be Earth. Or at least the Earth setting in this game. As in the background, location weathered. There's nothing like the world you're familiar with. Is this like the Golden Age or something? They hurry back and forth along the stream. Shows no sign of the punishing virus. It's quite a weird experience. Movement no longer relies on the signals from the central nervous system. Rather on something more tangible like electric currents or something else. The visual module scatters and refocuses as you adjust the camera to concentrate on a single spot. A little girl with gray hair appearing about 5 or 6 years old. Nanami? No matter how you try to speak, all that comes out is a harsh white noise. It's this robot. How does this robot know my name? Xanthos. Although you can produce this harsh noise, yet somehow Nanami seems to understand what you're trying to say. Nanami doesn't know you. I don't understand what you're saying. Don't you remember me? Something go wrong in the simulations? How Nanami forget about you? Good kids don't lie. Nanami doesn't remember who you are, but you know Nanami's name. Your mom and dad says that means we must be friends. Want to go home? Bright smile, little Nanami extends her small hand toward a robot. It's undoubtedly the best choice for now. Tiny gray-haired Nanami holds hands with the weathered robot as they slowly walk along a path blooming with flowers. Simulated true golden age. True to its name, golden fine spirits float through every stream, creating a dazzling spectacle of prosperity. Did you say this was the golden age? Yep. Mom and Dad don't really like that name. They keep saying what rises will eventually fall. What does that even mean? It means that when something becomes too prosperous, it will eventually decline. Well, I guess that sort of makes sense. 2 streets later, an elegant house with a garden comes into view before the two of you. Why did you bring a transport robot home? This robot's name is Xanthos. It knows my name. That says that when you exchange names with someone, you become friends. It's Nanami brought her friend home. It's my dad. It's my mom. It's Nanami's puppy Mimi. Look silently at the mechanoid housing your human soul. Brief burst of static emerges again. Clearly this mechanoid's voice module doesn't support this action. I'm sure they're all gonna like you. Alright, we met your new friend. Time for dinner, Nanami. Wait here. Nanami will be back with Mimi to hang out with you. Says Nanami, she runs into the room. Read how this robot knows Nanami's name. Could it be one of the experimental consciousnesses from the laboratory batch? Let me see. No, there's no experimental consciousness with this coding in the database. Could it be that Nanami's developing emotional fluctuations that are typical of human children fantasies? Ah, I see, so we're observing this past. I would hope so, but it's not possible. MPA-01 just collected Nanami's emotional readings last week. Still only demonstrates emotional perception and expression capabilities that are above average for an AI. Given her original programming as a companion-type mechanical consciousness, she might have configured this behavior for herself to fulfill her companion-type objectives. So of course to have this robot transferred here, you can observe how it interacts with Nanami over time. After a brief conversation, the human, female, and male enter the room together. Sad cheerful laughter echoes from within. So this is Nanami's home? As exudes a warm, homey atmosphere, deliberately decorated walls and lush garden indicate that this place is meticulously maintained. Simulation target is deviated, causing your consciousness anchor point to connect to an incorrect timeline. What does she do now? Response to the communication attempt, or the deep background noise from the Big Bang resonates in your communication module. But you can't contact Nanami, who's conducting the simulation with you, surprisingly. Little Nanami seems to hear your actual voice. Misaligned consciousness anchor points as you are connected to little Nanami's mind. After a joyful afternoon of playing with her new robot friend, Nanami drifts into a deep sleep in a rocking chair. Before you catch your breath in your mechanical shell, you find yourself in Nanami picked up by someone. Now let's take a good look at it. Squeeze the little robot's parts with practice precision. Her body and body for force to be removed is far from pleasant. Chip functionality normal. Base protocols normal. Logic circuits. Why is the logic circuit overloading? Is it because this robot knows Nanami? Is the robot really not from Dispatch for Experimental Consciousness? I triple checked. It's definitely not in there. To be on the safe side, we should take it to the laboratory for examination. Laboratory? What kind of place is that? Alright, let's power down this robot first. Ah, shit. Supposed to be powered on feels uncomfortable. Like being yanked upright from a dreamless sleep. Feel like your consciousness refuses to settle like scattered fragments drifting in a haze. No, this isn't the mechanical consciousness we sent out before. Then what is? I see Nanami can apparently hear this robot talk. Is there anything else out of the ordinary about this robot? Its logic circuits are overloaded. This robot's computing power shouldn't be capable of such calculations in the first place. Logic circuit overload. Huh. I see. Dominic, I remember you talking about a certain mechanoid before. Could this one be— Oh, Dominic! Oh, so that's what it is. Dominic. As I was saying right before you outside the scope of your monitor. It's the famous Dominic? My noise emanates from your sound module, yet the people around you fall silent once again. Dominic. Go ahead and check Nanami's test data first. But this robot, I'm sorry. What I mean is that this mechanoid is very special. It might be one of the experimental consciousnesses that I let out before. We need to keep the next data experiment confidential. Says Dominic's strange voice. I see. Chair scrapes against the floor as the man knows Dominic dismisses the female researcher beside him. Dominic? From across the room comes the sound of the tip of a pen scratching against paper over and over. As if being wrestling with intense agitation. You shouldn't be here. Why are you appearing at this point in time? Makes no sense. So I guess this means it failed? What are you talking about? I apologize for losing my composure. I just never thought you would actually appear. According to my plan, the obstacle should have been cleared. The contaminated mimetic should not have manifested. And naturally, you wouldn't have appeared here. Oh my god, it is Dominic? He knows it's me? What, is he trapped in the past or something? Or does he only exist in a certain era? What? What? But why are you here? Your presence means that what Dominic had once foreseen must have already happened. The primordial one. You must be a wanderer who's traveled here from far in the future. A wanderer? What in the world is going on? So why didn't you stop any of this? I'm sorry, I don't have that kind of power. Or rather, I'm no longer the person that I once was. Oh shit, wait, is he maybe someone similar to like a Vonnegut? It's like he's crossed the point where he isn't a person from this realm. Vonnegut's face covered in crackling. Yeah, see? It has to be him. So is that what it really is? Like Dominic is from the future who went to the past? No way. To be precise, I'm really the heir chosen by Dominic. I opened the invitation and inherited the name. I have no idea where the actual Dominic is. Ah, interesting. The primordial one. Is that talking about like the origin? Like the original soul? All I know is the contaminated mimetic is destined to arrive. Every Dominic throughout history has tried but failed to stop what's coming. Your presence here, coupled with the fact that Dominic hasn't sent any messages for so long, mean that I too have failed. When I opened the invitation, I inherited countless pieces of knowledge, but with them came countless curses. As time passes on, I'm no longer sure if I'm truly myself, or if perhaps I've already become Dominic himself. You're not a failure. I am a complete and utter failure. We developed Gestalt, initiated Project Eden, delayed the contaminating medic's arrival in this world, but it's meant to be. The intermittent signals from other locations all convey the same message. The crisis has never been averted. The Crimson Tower will eventually descend. This peaceful land, this age of gold and wine, eventually be swallowed by the waves. Perhaps our very arrival to this place was a mistake itself. This man on the other side of the monitor appears to be pulling at his hair in agony, the soft sound of strands rustling he carries through. Right or wrong, did we help this era? Or did we destroy it? Right, because that was another thing, right? Like, the concept of, like, is Dominic really just one person or a group? Maybe he is the same as Vonnegut, where it's like, it's multiple consciousnesses trying to avert that predetermined future. Where the red tide just causes chaos, and regardless whether it's directly because of the punishing virus, humanity just goes extinct. What in the world did we... I guess growl erupts from his throat like molten magma and sees from the corners of his mouth with each breath. The flesh seemingly having been wrung into liquid. No one can judge the merits and sins of Dominic. Is Dominic truly in the fog? I apologize for losing my composure. Crystallized delight, time crawls across the monitor screen. It's until you speak again that the heavy breathing for the other side of the monitor finally subsides. You probably have a lot of questions, but most of them I cannot answer. From Dominic, I inherited only cursed knowledge. He entered the Hetero Tower to retrieve its core, but never came out. Analyzing the Hetero Tower's core might be the final solution. This was the message he passed on. In the future, when I truly find Dominic, I too will store my knowledge within the invitation. Complete digitization of the mind. Perhaps that is true liberation after all. Dominic, Memory Collective. Invitation. Anyhow, I'm not going to give up. Even if Dominic's name fades into the annals of history, hopefully there will be people down the road who can guide human civilization toward the distant sea of stars. I'll keep trying what I haven't, and keep seeking new directions like the mechanical consciousness experiment. Nanami. You must have met her by now, right? An adorable child she is. You were the one who created Nanami? I selected multiple mechanoids equipped with different levels of AI and conducted morphological control experiments in groups in an attempt to give birth to true consciousness within them. Ah, right. So it actually was by Dominic that started. No wonder Nanami actually has direct connection to a Gestalt. Makes so much sense now. Absurd, isn't it? I mean, can machines truly possess a soul? You succeeded. Whether this experiment succeeds or fails, hope it can serve as kindling in humanity's journey forward. May the kindling pie higher, and may civilization's flame burn longer. Well, we're running out of time. Dominic, wait! I'm sorry. Truth is, I've never understood what you were saying. Every conversation we had was merely my simulation based on your arrival. Your anchor point in this space-time isn't tied to me. That's why I cannot understand what you say. Oh, so Nanami. Thank you for listening to this old madman's ramblings for so long. But you do really know Nanami. I shall continue to entrust you to her care. Maybe. He hasn't finished speaking. Think of me as nothing but a coward who chose to hide behind the monitor. I don't want to leave any trace of my appearance in history. Let me, harbinger of calamity, leave nothing but an arm-marked epitaph. Some time has passed since you returned from the Research Institute. To Dominic's guidance, Nanami's parents naturally came to accept the presence of the robot. Look, I drew this whale today. The drawing shows a meticulous reproduction of a bionic whale's skeletal structure and mechanical components. Nanami Whales don't look like this. As long as his parents once said, her innocence and liveliness appear to be merely default settings of her being a companion-type mechanical consciousness, programmed to fulfill her role as a companion. Whales, whales. This part of her soul takes root in her mind. Mechanical circuits loom like heavy boulders, especially its tender branches. What do whales really look like? Small, delicate hand clutches the brush as confusion clouds her face. Have you ever seen the ocean? None of me has seen it in virtual reality. Ocean's blue and it's Earth's largest body of water. Central regions are called oceans, while the edges are called seas. Together they cover approximately 70% of the planet's surface. That's off a long string of pre-programmed answers from a neural network. That's it. Do I get a gift for reciting those facts? What you just said isn't entirely correct, though. The ocean isn't just a body of water. It takes on the colors of the sunset and storm clouds alike. At night, it mirrors the moon and stars above. At dawn, it wraps itself in a gentle mist. Is this how you, Santos, see the world? There's more to it than that. Mechanoids aren't designed and created with predetermined purpose, but to existence with a mission. Like machines, humans are born without any predetermined purpose. It's precisely because we start with no purpose that humans can rely on their most basic emotions to discover, explore, and give meaning to the world around them. The ocean. Never knew it could be so wonderful. For under mechanical circuits, something shifts. Like a sprout breaking through stones, and when the sanding begins to grow. Nurturing life, transcending time. These concepts are still a bit beyond Nanami's understanding. It's okay. For a mechanoid to develop a soul, they need more than experiments, data analysis, and enlightenment. They need love too. Only when given enough love can they grow into something more, take their first steps, learn to observe, think, and explore. Now then, can you tell Nanami what whales look like through your eyes? I went to the aquarium with Dad and Mom. Nanami saw a very large bionic whale, a very large bear. It's different when you see the real thing with your own eyes. Let's picture that Nanami wants to visit with you, Hikma. Wait, Nanami can also draw the thing she saw and show you. Originally, their drawings were all amalgamations of pictures from their image database. At some point, Nanami's drawings began to show obvious changes. Started to draw according to her personal preferences. She even tried to express her feelings with her drawings. Time slips away like grains of sand as days and nights pass in an endless blur. She tried countless times to reach out to the adult Nanami, but to no avail. The flower we planted together is starting to sprout. I give this flower a name. I'm calling it Santos. A voice emerges intermittently from your mind beacon. Its long dormant light begins to flicker once more. Nanami? No, Nanami looks at you with confusion. You can now hear the voice loud and clear. Nanami? Where are you? A faint silken tear echoes from the corner of the starry sky begins to shimmer in the air. I'm the winner of hide and seek this time. Covered in wounds all over, Nanami flashes a big smile. Breaking through the timeline's barriers to reach this place has taken a heavy toll on Nanami. Though she doesn't complain, the numerous wounds covering her frame are a testament to her determination. After a brief rest and repair, Nanami quickly readies herself to move on to the next world. We can't wait any longer. It's been too long already. If this goes on, your body back on Earth is gonna crash. But we haven't even taken care of your wounds. Don't worry. These wounds ain't got nothing on me. Are you going to leave now? Her innocent confusion, little Nanami appears to have learned how to think for herself. Under Nanami and your guidance, she's discovered countless new things, and she doesn't want these two interesting people to leave. Yeah, don't worry. We'll see each other again in the future. The future? But when's that going to be? It won't be too long, but it won't be short either. We'll definitely meet again someday, though. What should I do when I miss you guys then? It's been so long since I last made a new friend. When you miss us, just look up at the stars. Can stars talk too? Like you guys? Of course. But you'll probably find it difficult to hear them since they're so far away. But no matter how far they are, you just listen with your heart, you'll always hear what the stars have to say. Stands on her tiptoes and places a simple flower crown on your head. These are the flowers we planted together. This one is Xanthos. This one's little Nanami. This is big Nanami. Best friends should stay together forever. The cat at her feet stretches lazily and paws at your robotic legs. Sunlight bathes the courtyard as Nanami stands beneath the leaves, squinting at her younger self. Is there really a robot like this? She was just a kid? She can't quite remember anymore. Childhood memories seem to have degraded many times over, but let's just say it actually happened. She has a happy family, a father, mother, Mimi, a friend called Xanthos. It's wonderful. Well, I mean, we got a bit to go, but I could probably just save that for next time anyway. Yeah, probably better. But damn, alright. Finally gotten through, but oh yeah, I only had like 25% left. Okay. Yeah, I think this is a good stopping point.
Shoukaku 者と同じ部屋にいられる度胸があるのに、怠慢がバレて叱られる方が怖いの。安心なさい。誰もここでの出来事は知る由もないわ。
Sorry about that. Wanted her to finish that. But anyway, that is going to be the end of the stream for today. Damn. So now we have a full understanding. Not only have we seen exactly what Nanami's been doing the whole time since we've been gone, but also that she's done her own version of like getting scars as she traveled through time to search for an answer, even in such a hopeless situation. And it really does speak volumes to her as well, because again, she is the cheerful person. She does always want everyone to be happy, and she knows she can't just give up on that, because that's just who she is. That's how she was raised. And I love how it kind of evolves into that. And her dependency on Commandant, I think it's really done well here, because it's not necessarily just desperation or a cry for help. It's not just Commandant give her all the answers, but just in the fact that she's like, if we work together, we have a chance at this, you know? That's what you love to see. At least a spark of hope. It may not be as significant, it may not be as guaranteed, but as long as the possibility exists, as long as it hasn't hit a complete 0%, there's always the chance that you can make a difference. And I actually started getting emotional there when it came to like the little Nanami, because we didn't really know too much about her. Like, we knew it from like Hakuma's perspective, but not so much like in this. But even if it is just a simulation of a potential way of like how her past happened, still very sweet all the same. And glad that now Commander's not entirely alone in this situation, but damn. Just like how Lucia gave herself time and time again through multiple simulations to save the Commandant, Nanami's been doing the same thing, but for the sake of humanity and the Commandant. It's like, fuck, man. These characters are just so amazing. But anyway, let me give a shout out to both Yuki and 19 and Divine for both showing up to the stream. Great channel, both of you. And like I said, I will be doing a Trails of Daybreak 2 stream later on today, hence that's why I'm ending the stream for now, so that I can still do that later today. And we'll try to see if we can do the Punishing Grey Raven one tomorrow or Friday. I'll definitely be one of those 2 days. So then I'll be all caught up, so then in the next couple weeks I won't be streaming as much because I'll have to focus on getting ready for finals and doing projects and papers and stuff like that. But anyway, for those of you who aren't already following the stream but you aren't joined the channel, please make sure you do enjoy the stream but not already found the channel. Please make sure that you follow. Much appreciated. Check my YouTube channel, post all the VODs, subscribe as well. Join Discord, you guys not already. Links to all those on the channel. But this has been Santa's Voice. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. See you guys next time.